One guy messaged me and he goes, oh, your forehead is so big, I can imagine putting my on it.
Out the back.
Straight up.
You know the shit the niggas say in group chats?
Yeah.
They're just saying it out loud to women.
Yeah.
So, yo, bro, this is a group chat.
So I sent question mark. He goes, I'm trying to tell you how big my piece is.
Penny for my dots, cause you know I'm trying to change. If I ever took a loss, charge it to the game. When we see guys, we don't.
Man said if it was up to me, I said, up to you? What the fuck is it up to?
Oh,
We're
fuck.
here.
So I'm driving here today, yeah.
Let's go talk to me.
Like I'm driving here today, yeah.
Yo, you have your quiz ready, yeah?
What?
You have your quiz ready, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So I'm driving here today, yeah. And I'm going 120 on the motorway. 120.
As fast as you can.
As fast as I legally can.
On the motorway.
Exactly,
Of
yeah.
course.
And this car is in front of me, just taking their time. They finally get out the way. I flash them. They finally get out the way. And I look, and this guy's giving me the finger. So naturally, when I get past him, I wind down, I give him the finger too.
This guy, girl. This guy childish.
But I don't even have road rage like that anymore. I've changed, you know.
I never had road rage. Because I think when my dad was teaching me how to drive, he was telling me to be very patient.
So you've never had road rage?
No. I only have it when my kid's in my car. Like yesterday, someone cut in front of me. And it's also PTSD from hearing like Daniel Cormier tell a story that when his kid was like 24 months, a car hit him and his kid passed. Oh. So that it's like hearing that. So like I only have road rage with my kids. If my mom myself, like see me being on the passenger seat and someone will come in front of us and she'll lean over to press the horn for me. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like
I think
that.
women have worse road rage.
I think so
I
too.
believe that.
So
Because
what about you?
I'm really bad. Like really bad.
What's the pettiest thing you've done on the road?
Not moved.
I've done that too.
Like not moved.
I've not done anything. Pretty
No, I literally sat there. The light was green. I didn't move. The guy kept beeping. He came beside me. Started banging on my window. I was just on my phone, waiting for him to leave.
And you locked the door.
I locked the door. I locked the door. You know, that's happened to someone has opened my door before at the traffic light. Yeah, in town.
What did they say then? Oh yeah, town people are crazy.
Yeah, would you give us a lift? Oh no, I cried. I literally froze and started crying.
Nah, that's scary.
No, that's scary.
Yeah, no.
That's scary.
Even me.
Mind
I'm
your
scared.
business.
And it wasn't even at night. It was like in the day. You should give us a lift. I started crying. And he's like, sorry, love, sorry. And he closed the door and went away.
I wonder how he processed that information in his head before he went and he.
I don't drive in town. I don't drive in town anymore because of that.
No, driving in town. I used to drive in town before the Google Maps days, so like my boys would know where it is. So they're both shouting direction at me, and then you have to make decisions on the. And then you know men as well.
Not focused.
Good spot, Fiona. I don't think it's focus. Yeah, it's focus now. It's a good spot. 2 minutes in. What? Yeah, 2 minutes in.
You know, I've been here so many times. I just know how things work at this stage.
Even Ron saw her. Ron says, "Oh, you're back
Again.
yeah,
I just know how it works now.
Well, yeah, I was saying like their egos start getting in the way because they want to be right about which way to take rather than actually getting you there safe. Like I've been telling you this way and Chris telling you this way, and you're driving, so you're just like and cyclist, taxi man, everybody in town. Like my niggas, we could all die, and if I crash here, it's my insurance going up.
Bro.
All you guys will just say, "Sorry, Jerry."
Oh, too bad, man.
It's
That's
all right.
crazy.
It's all right.
And you know,
man.
it's always like when it's like we're supposed to take this turn right here.
Yeah.
Go left.
Yeah. I said, no, that's a one way. It's next left. I go, oh, fuck.
That's me.
They had my boy going through a one way, and all the cars coming the other way, and he had to reverse all the way back out of it again. So,
Yeah, I've seen some horrendous things when people are driving, man.
how are you, Fiona? It's been a minute.
It's been a
I
minute.
think it's actually nearly a whole year. Like this time last year.
I was actually saying to Deji this
Yeah.
time last year.
You
So
were here.
I'm gonna like charge it as like my
Time
yearly update to see like what's going on in my life.
Next year we're not here though.
You'll come back just for me.
Next year. Well, how's it been then? How's the last year been in life?
Eye opening.
I
feel like every time I come here, I'm going through something. No, I'm actually
that's good though.
I'm not going through anything. It's just been you get older.
Yeah.
Life happens. You learn things and stuff like that. So yeah.
And it was your birthday September because I know we're September kids.
Yes. I went
What's
to
the-
Dubai.
How's that? What was that like?
Eye opening.
First time?
Yeah, first time.
What you get up to?
Yeah, we had fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
we
saw
had.
you crying. I did. I saw
Wait,
she was
what was I crying?
When they open your room for your
Oh
friends.
no! Do you know what it is?
I saw
Yeah.
you crying.
Do you know what it is? I love my friends. I feel like anywhere I go, I always say this. I have the best of friends ever. So there was 10 of us that went to Dubai. 10 girls.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I had a bit of anxiety leading up to the trip, I won't lie, because obviously it's 10 people, well, excluding myself, 9 people offline for me, and everyone's not friends with each other. I'm the person in common. So I felt like I'm always going to have to be on just to make sure people are okay. But then literally, I think 2 weeks before the trip, I was like, you know what? It's not like I paid for any of you to come here. So if you like, be angry. That's not my business. Like, if you want to fight, break your head. It has nothing to do with me. I paid for myself. You paid for yourself. It was all our first times as well.
Okay.
So if you want to make good memories, big you up. If you don't, that's your personal problem. But all in all, it was a good trip. Obviously, we're 10 women are gathered. Things pop off, but
4 women I gathered. They're just not good people.
women are not good people. I will tell you that for free.
Every time Simi's planning a girls trip, obviously I have to hear about it. And I'm just like, why do you guys go through this every single time?
I said I'm never doing it again.
Yeah?
I'm never doing a girls trip again.
That many people or just in
No,
general?
that many people.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
max is 4.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's the usual people I travel with. I'm sticking with extras.
Why-
Extras sounds bad. but-
Okay. Yeah.
Extras.
What was bad about the 10? Because just different groups or what happened?
It was just a lot of personalities being mixed together. And I think because at the end of the day, everyone came for my birthday, I had to like kind of be there for everybody, which is impossible to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people voiced certain things about feeling like left out and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, sorry. I don't need
I
to do that
promise
again.
you, Chris always says sometimes women's relationships are just too high maintenance. They expect too much from each other. Because if it was 10 boys and the guys wanted to do their own thing, if they felt left out, they'd be like, I'm going to go do my own thing. And I don't think they'll be as bitter about it later on.
Nah.
They'll just be like,
If I feel left out, I'm coming.
it's like, wait, I can just rent a Ferrari here and just go drive around
Yeah,
Dubai.
but like,
I'm gonna do that.
don't you feel like sometimes you guys' relationships could be better because you don't actually voice how you're feeling?
No, I agree with that. I agree. That's an element.
I think sometimes, I think the threat of violence makes men not
Threats
have
of violence.
Yeah.
Things can go left.
Men are egotistical and we lead with pride and ego a lot of times. And some people don't know how to check their pride and ego. So whereas you guys can communicate and you're just expressing your communication, another man might feel like, yo, is this guy checking me? And it might just be a and then now you have
Your
to
own
be,
friend though.
I've seen friends fight a million times.
I'm telling you, because especially when you mix friends like that as well. Like you can have friends.
You two aren't boys like that.
You two aren't boys like that.
Okay, fair.
And like I
Yeah.
could bring Deji, I could bring Morris. They're not boys like that, but they're here for my birthday. And
Yeah.
like the one voice is the thing, and I voice to him is like, now he's pissed off at him. And they might want to check each other. Say, yo, are you telling Jordan this? And
And you know what? Sometimes it's like, what I'm feeling, I'm not going to feel like this in 5 minutes. I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. So then we just don't bother. So I think that's what's different, where women will just say it.
yeah, because beyond this trip, I'm not probably gonna see these people as much. So these feelings that I'm feeling now, it's all right. Like
get what I'm
I
saying?
don't need to
That's
express
something though I wish women adopted. Because it was literally like, after this week, you just have no reason to talk to each other.
it. Yeah.
Suck it up.
Yeah. That's I think that's men's
Suck it up,
approach.
like-
yeah.
Do you know the way that obviously you said that all of them coming for you, you know your friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there certain personalities you're like, should I put those two in the same room?
That's like these two personalities, they're not friends, but I know they probably won't mix.
He's like, I know you're a bit, and I know you're a bit, and you're not. She's gonna say
So-
something mad, and you're not gonna like it.
And you're not
No,
gonna
so
pick
what I did, I assigned people their rooms because I just didn't want a case that we all get there and we're like, oh, who stayed with me? And like 3 people want to stay with the same person, and then people are going to look weird and feel awkward. So even before we got there, I did a whole like travel guide. I had like, it's actually really cute. So I had,
You love this shit, don't you?
I do, I
I can just imagine her sitting there, spreadsheets and all.
It was a PowerPoint presentation that I made. It was like 8 pages. So on the first page, I had all the travel details. The second page, I had everyone's name and their picture, just so people can put faces to names. Everyone knew who everybody was, but
Yeah.
just for whatever. Then I had like the hotel we were staying at. I had our flight itinerary. I had the rooms, and I was like, okay, room 1, X and Y, room 2, A and B, blah, blah, blah. Then I had like a breakdown of each day, what we're going to do each day. I had a packing checklist, which I don't mind sharing because it's actually very essential. So I broke it down into what type of clothes to bring, what type of electronics to bring, what type of medication to bring, all that type of stuff. Just as you're packing, you're looking at the list and you're like, okay, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this.
Our lives are so different.
No, yeah. I went on my family holidays with a backpack. Because Fix is taking like all the big suitcase. I was like, if I can pack all my stuff, because like 4 days, I bought one of those big.
How many nappies do you bring for a baby? Like, do you buy nappies there or you bring your own?
No, we bring your own because like my sibling is very conscious about like stuff over there being sanitary, so she'd rather have what she has. You just bring the whole pack, like 84 thing, but because you're not gonna
84.
go. Yeah, because you have to assume maybe 3 a day. So I think we bought 25. You have to assume 3 a day, at least 3, 4, 5, 3, 4 a day, over like 4 days, so 16, 20.
What's it like traveling with the kid?
Very very anxious, especially for the first time. Like she was like, "Why are you anxious?" It's your his
Did he
uncles
cry?
and. No, he was fine. But
Okay.
it's just being there. You're anxious and traveling. You're anxious. Now she's planning the next family holiday, and she's like, she wants to go even further. And I'm like, I'm doing that trip with
No, babes, cool down.
doing that trip, but I'll do
I
it.
hate crying babies.
You hate crying
Like
babies?
well, on planes.
Oh, yeah.
I detest
He
them.
didn't cry. Thank God. Someone was like, "You guys are so good at this."
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
"I'm so
like I
anxious
literally
right
turn around and like stare.
now." At the baby.
Yeah.
You square up.
I'm literally like, shut up.
You know, hey, little nigga.
No, I remember we were coming from, I think it was DLT Malta. For the whole 4 hours, there was a crying baby on that flight. You're coming from a party holiday, you're hungover,
Yeah.
you're tired, and someone is crying nonstop on a 4-hour Ryanair flight. At the end, when they were walking off, I was like, finally, you can shut up. And the mom looked at me. She looked at me. She was like, you're going to have a kid one day too. I'm like, I'm not traveling with my child.
Well, how old would your child have to be before you travel?
10.
The fuck off, Fiona.
I'm serious, 10.
Nah, they can go at 5 or
No,
4.
10.
Nah, you're gonna leave. You're gonna go before.
No.
Because you're good.
We could do road trips wherever we're living. We could do staycations, but you're not entering a plane till you're 10.
Why? Because you don't want them to cry in the plane.
I didn't enter a plane till I was 10.
But we want
No, I'm joking.
we want better for
And
kids,
they can fly business class at 10.
man. Money Fiona. Finance fee. How's it going?
Intro?
Yeah, let's pop an intro and then do the quiz. You ready, Fiona?
No.
I had to change it. Anyways, we are. Wait, what the fuck happened there?
Charge it. The
Bang.
podcast with the highest level of analysis that the culture needs.
Bang, bang.
I'm Jordan, but you can call me Daddy J.
Cool.
And we've got
You know it's your girl's favorite voice, Big Deji, nigga, the Midas touch.
and special extra guest.
Come on, Auntie Fiona's
We
here.
have Loki said like you're kind of unofficial fourth member at this point.
That's our Ron gets.
And you know what's funny?
Ron's getting
That
out.
after that flight, she came to charge it.
After what?
After that flight that you're talking about with the crying baby from DLT Malta.
Oh,
I swear
yeah,
that was your
actually,
first.
yeah.
That was your first appearance on Charge It.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was that them?
Yeah, it was the first DLT.
So we do a quiz on Charge It.
Wait, I haven't said my name. Special extra guest.
Okay.
Hi, guys. It's Fiona.
Back at
If
it
you
again.
don't know, then you clearly aren't a fan of Charge It.
Let's
If
go
you don't know
point.
who I am,
By now, to go point. This
clearly
might be your
don't,
first
you
time
clearly
listening.
don't watch this. But if you know, you know.
Right, let's give you the rules.
Can I just ask a question before we do this?
Yeah.
Did you guys make this extra hard just to prove a point to people?
No,
I didn't make it extra hard. I just made it mildly more difficult.
Okay. So you increased the intensity.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I've just been because I hate coming up with the quizzes. So every time I think of a question, I just jot it down. So it actually has nothing to do with you or making it hard.
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
like writing my own bars. I did it before I came here. So
Okay, if I get 7,
yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, 7 would be, 7 is
I know I'm the leader, but I haven't been as intellectual as I've in the last 12 months.
Oh, wait, question. Right.
We still have to talk about the last 12 months of what's been eye-opening. We'll get into all that.
Question. Yeah. If she gets less than she did before,
Obviously, I'm going to get less than I got
do I have
before.
to update the thing?
No.
Okay, good. Because I can't.
This
be
is season 3,
Right,
Fiona.
for the first time listeners, we'll do a quiz on Charge It. It's 10 questions total, 5 questions from me, 5 questions from Dij.
Mm-hmm.
Fiona has 2 lifelines. If I'm asking the question, she can ask Dij for an answer. If Dij is asking the question, she can ask me for an answer. There's a leaderboard. I don't know what. Yeah,
and
top
I'm
4.
on the top.
She's 9 from her last resort. So we go here today. Who do you want to ask the questions first?
I'll go with Deji because his questions are so random. Let me get the bad ones out of the way.
Why does it? Okay. Fair enough. What is the branch of biology that focuses on the study of animals?
I didn't do science in school.
You'd know this.
I think I know this.
Wait, branch of biology.
That focuses on animals, on the study of animals.
All animals are like water animals, land
Just
animals, animals.
Yes.
Zoology.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What color is a mix of blue and violet?
Blue and violet.
Cittg, are you okay?
It's just questions.
Violet is a derivative of blue.
Yeah.
So why would you mix blue and violet?
Bro, people mix colors.
Or indigo?
No, fuck off. No. I understand the two allegations now. Because no way you pull out of nowhere. No way.
Okay, keep it going.
Okay, fair enough. Which word can be placed before bottle, bell, and bird?
Before.
Yes,
Bottle, bell.
and bird.
Bottle, bell, and bird.
What word can be placed
Blue?
before? Yeah.
No, this is. We have been hoodwinked.
Wait, what's
Because
that?
of bluebird, bluebell. But I've never heard blue bottle, but I just
Okay,
assumed.
that's one question. That's two. What's that? Your third
Tree.
question?
That's tree out of tree.
Fuck, we're never beating these allegations, bro. All right, okay. This one's actually a bit of a hard question.
All right.
What is the 100th digit between 1 and 100?
Which the 100 digit between 1 and 100.
So if you're counting one, obviously 1 to 10 would be 11
9.
digits. 11
Oh,
would be-
11.
11 will be the 0.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what is the 100th digit between 1 and 100?
How long do I have to figure this out?
I'll give you some time.
Okay.
Anyways,
Make
watch
sure
it.
you comment, like, and subscribe.
We're
As
on
we
the
are
same
the
wavelength.
podcast of the year.
First of all, we are the podcast of the year, reigning champions, because make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure take this time to actually subscribe, because we've been seeing the subscribers have been going up, and we appreciate it. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave a review. Make sure it's 5 stars, and leave a comment or something.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Yeah.
I'm leaving Easter eggs somewhere.
fam,
You guys, I'm just leaving Easter eggs that you could make you a bit of something.
I actually don't think anybody's gonna catch that.
I know because every time you tell me to do it,
Yeah.
I'm like nobody looks at this.
I'm cutting that specific word out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you
All
know
right.
what? I'm not
We
going
have
to get
to- We have
this.
to look at you.
I
Just
don't know,
guess,
like
guess.
47.
No, it's 5.
Oh,
What?
is it?
Yeah, the 100th digit, as in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10 would be.
Oh,
1.
so if you 11 would be 1.
Would 11, the 11th digit would be 0.
Yeah.
The 12th digit is 1. The 13th.
I get what you're saying
Yeah.
because it's like 23. The digit's actually 3 because, but that's like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyways,
maybe like 55 or something.
Okay.
Like 5.
it was actually 5. Yeah. What's that? 4 questions.
Yeah.
And the last one, what period in European history was before the Middle Ages? But no, sorry.
Choose a different question.
You know, actually, because that question is actually not written right.
They'll say now. She told you to choose a different question. You guys did it.
No,
You can't even speak.
that question
You can't
is
even
very
speak,
right.
speak the words.
What's called? What is the term for a group of flamingos?
I know this. Oh, I know this. Oh, I actually know this. I heard it on I think 90s Baby. Oh, it's not a school. Is it a pool?
You have to
Answer.
name.
Don't ask me questions.
Oh no, I know this. It's not flock. It's not school. Pride is lions. I'm gonna go pool.
Flamboyance.
Okay.
3 out of 5 over there.
That's
Right,
good
5
questions.
questions.
Those are hard questions.
Yeah, those are hard questions. Which Irish artist has coined the name Ragers for his fans?
Fortune Igobor.
Yes. Denzel Washington has won 2 Oscars. Name one of those movies he's won an Oscar for.
Do you know this?
He's won 2.
2 Oscars. One, yeah, he's won 2 Oscars. Name one of them he's won an Oscar for.
I've got a guess, but I don't think it's right.
I need to be right.
Probably is.
I don't know Denzel movies, so.
I can help you name them. The name.
Okay, if he just gives me names, then can I decide if I want to go with that answer?
No. Because I have to be strict today. I have to be strict. No hints.
if you can use me, I can give you a bunch of names, but I don't know which one. I don't
Okay,
know
can you give me 3 titles?
Do you know
and then
what?
I'll pick which one I want.
Do you know what? Yes.
Okay, give me 3 Denzel
Alright,
potential Oscar-winning movies.
Training Day.
I've heard of that.
You've heard of?
I've never seen it.
You ever seen like me, my nigga, and he's smoking the. You've seen the
Cases of,
I don't watch.
You don't watch movies?
No,
okay.
I watch movies. I haven't sat down to watch them. I think
Okay.
the only one I've watched is John Q. Or Q.
He's coming out with.
Gladiator. I'm gonna watch that.
I'm gonna watch that as well.
what's it called? Yeah, so there's Training Day. There's what's the oh shit, I just lost it. Fuck it. There's Equalizer and
No.
there's one that Inside Man.
Yeah, Inside Man.
Yes,
Inside Out.
Inside Man.
I'm gonna go Training Day.
Correct.
Okay.
He won it for Glory and Training Day, so that's 2 out of 2.
Okay.
Basketball player Dwayne Wade
Hey.
is married to which
Gab
actress?
Union.
That was a gimme one. That was an easy one. Who won the 2008 American presidential election?
Obama.
Yeah. What is the most watched interview in YouTube history?
What's his shot, man?
It's Kevin Hart.
No.
Oh, Joe Rogan.
No.
What's this short man? You're being a prick.
You said Kevin Hart, no?
Is it Shay Shay and
Yes, correct. They do
Cat
have-
Williams?
Yes, correct. That's the most.
Did I get 5 out of 5?
I think you got 4. Did you not get one wrong?
No, I didn't get any wrong.
Rangers, Oscar.
Hey!
I thought I made it more difficult. I thought I did.
It's actually the 5.
Yeah.
Can I get a bonus point?
No, you can't get
For the crack. Not just for the crack,
You can't
like.
get a bonus.
No,
I thought
you
I thought it
got
was
8, bro.
Wait, so I got 8.
Do you know what it is?
That was close though.
Do you know what it is? I think the rest just panic when the quiz starts.
No, I'm a very smart individual. Guys, blue and violet, indigo. Come on.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
You know what it is. Like I think people come here and they just get under pressure because
Yeah,
I've asked some
Pressure?
easy questions.
What
What's called-
pressure?
Who's it? Apple.
Yeah,
Crumbled.
yeah,
I asked him easy questions.
We asked him. He did fucking engineering. He said the freezing point of water, and he couldn't get it. I was like, nigga, this is your bread and butter.
Bro, even if it's not.
So 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Yes, you're still.
I'm probably
on the
number
leaderboard.
2 on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I think so. I think 7
so.
is
Top
after
2 and
it's-
organizing.
Someone needs to come and take this crown.
Anyways, you said the year has been eye-opening, but you didn't go into any details. What has been eye-opening about your year?
So we're making this about me.
What you're the guest, so
Okay.
we can start there.
What has been eye-opening about my year? Excuse me. I just think, you get older, your frontal lobe develops.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So I feel like mine has, I don't know if it's fully developed, but it's developing. So I think for me, I wanted to enter my new age just better in all aspects. So physically, I hit up Yemi. I did like a whole fitness clinical, which was hard. Oh my God, it was so hard. But I did it and I look amazing if I do so still myself. Mentally, I took a little break and I went to Nigeria for 2.5 months.
Oh yeah, we overlapped at the same time when
Yeah,
you were there.
yeah.
I think the night you were in Obi's house, someone in the group was trying to press everybody to go to Obi's house and nobody was on it. And I looked at the next day, I was like, oh shit.
Oh my God,
shouldn't
no.
be there.
Nigeria was amazing.
Yeah.
So I went to Nigeria to just have a change of environment. I've never lived anywhere outside of Ireland. So I was like, do you know what? I was coming into 2024 and it was around December and people were just landing in Lagos. And I remember I was like, oh, I want to be in Lagos so bad, so bad. So I checked flights and flights were like 5K. I said, you know what? It's not that deep for December.
5K for December,
Yeah, literally to go like 2 weeks. I was like, it's not that deep. So then I texted my cousin and I was like, oh, I'm thinking of coming to Lagos next year. When's a good time to come? Apart from December, because December 24 felt so far away. And she was like, oh, Easter is always a chill time. So I was like, okay, I'll come in Easter. And then I was booking the flights. I was only supposed to book for like 10 days. But something in me was like, just book for 2 months and see what happens. I didn't discuss it with work, didn't discuss it with my parents. I just said, you know what, I'm going to go. So I booked the flight for 10 weeks. So 10 days turned to 10 weeks. And then I was like, hey, how am I going to tell my work people that I'm going? Because we have like a remote working policy, but technically it's only for Europe. You're not supposed to go like outside of Europe. But I discussed with my manager and he's like, as long as I just don't tell people I'm there, it's fine. So I went And sure, you've been there yourself. Nigeria is a different world.
Yeah.
Like, it's good and bad. But I think just being in a different environment, like, really made me sharp. I had to be sharp because I was staying alone by myself in a place that I never lived in. I had to figure things out by myself. Like, if I wanted to get food, I had to either walk to the supermarket, which I never did. I got an Uber, go walk around the supermarket, figure things out. People try to cheat me so many times. I was paying accent tax so bad. My accent tax was ridiculous out there. I got to a point I even started to get frustrated. I just stopped talking to people because, like, you know what? I'm tired of you people taking advantage of me. But apart from, like, all the
Could you switch on, for example? Could you switch on the Nigerian accent as well?
I sound like those American actors trying to do African accent. Okay. If I do like because the way I'm talking now, I feel like I have a good blend between Irish. Like, this is my neutral accent, and this is how I talk when I'm out there. But for example, I tried to speak Pidgin. It didn't work well. It didn't land. It didn't hit. It didn't hit. Like, at one point, I was hurting my tongue by trying to twist it a certain way to sound a certain way. But so apart from all the, like, negative stuff or whatever, I had an amazing time just being by myself. Literally, I live by myself here, but living by yourself somewhere else in that type of environment is completely different. You just really have to, like, I don't know, key in and be present. And
do you not have family there where you could have stayed at in Lagos?
I didn't want to.
Okay, yeah, you
like,
wanted the freedom.
I actually just wanted to figure things out. There was one night, so I went to, so my family's from the south of Nigeria, Delta State. So I went to go see family for the weekend. I came back, got to my apartment, there was no lights. But it wasn't because NEPA took lights, it's because I didn't top up the electricity. It was like 12 o'clock in the morning, there was no way to top up electricity. So I had to sleep in the dark. I slept in the dark. I called the guy who owned the Airbnb guy. Obviously it's 12 midnight, he's not going to pick up the phone. Yeah. That's why I slept with no lights. So I woke up, the smell of the meat in my fridge, all my meat spoils.
Especially in a hot country like that, spoils straight away.
All my meat. It's actually the smell that woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, "What is going on?" Woke up, my whole fridge, everything I bought spoiled. The food I brought back from Worry spoiled. I was like, okay, life is really, and I know it's like, oh, woe is me. First world problems. There's people that don't have food out there. Yeah. But this is my personal problem. Yeah. So it was deep to me. Yeah. So anyway, when I came back, I feel like I had like a change of mindset because obviously you're in I don't want to call it like a developing country. I don't think it's a developing country, but it's just not as developed as the Western world. I just had a whole new appreciation for life, a whole new appreciation for like the little things I take for granted here.
Could you live there permanently if you could? Like, because I was there for 8 days. It was a great time. And I was like, I get why you want to come here every December. This is great. Well, like, my friend that brought me there says, yeah, it's great for this, but he says, like, living on a day-to-day, like, trying to get admin stuff done, like, those things
it's hard.
Will frustrate you. He says, coming here and blowing 2K over a week or two, calm. Yeah. Well, actually, like, but what was your experience like? Could you actually be like, no, if I could work remotely, I could do it?
If I could carry my salary from here to there, no one could chat to me. I'd be a big babe. No one could actually chat to me because I could afford to pay for people to do things for me. For someone to drive me, for someone to cook for me, someone to clean for me, grand. And obviously the cost of living is significant. Well, when you change the euro to naira, it's significantly lower because what we pay for 1 month here is for a whole year over there because they pay their rent annually. So yeah, 100% I'd do it. 1,000,000%. But I've always said I'd move for love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd move for love.
That's the only reason you'd move, not career, not nothing but love.
Love.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, that's still a big decision. Like, what? To just say I'd move for love. Does this guy have to show certain things to be like, yo, I can actually move for love because he has to be able to take care of things when you're like pregnant and
yeah.
So you can't just put it out there, move for love, because there's actually terms and conditions.
Read the fine print.
Yeah.
No, so when I say I'd move for love, if I was to meet someone tomorrow out there that can hold their own and my own, then 100% I'd go.
And what's the market like in Nigeria? Because we always hear people complain UK.
Oh, let me just Irish, you guys.
Man, UK
okay,
man, Irish so man. I'm so tired of hearing it.
I did the apps while I was out there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did Bumble because Hinge is blocked out there. I did Bumble and It was interesting. So I think it was my first week. So when I went, I did 2 weeks annual leave, and then I worked remotely for the rest of the time I was out there. So my first 2 weeks annual leave, after the first like 4 or 5 days, because my cousin came, she lives on the mainland, I was on the island. She came to stay with me, and then she's like, oh, she has to go back home. And I was like, oh, don't leave me, because I didn't really know too many people like that when I went. So she was the main person that I could like disturb every day. And she was like, oh, I should download Bumble for friends to meet people. And I had this fear at first. I was like, oh, what if they kidnap me? What if they steal my passports? My biggest fear is somebody stealing my passports in that country. That's my biggest fear. She was like, no, people are actually like sane. you don't need to worry about that. And she was like, especially like the area I was in, that there'd be a lot of people who came from abroad and stuff like that. Which, funny enough, a lot of people I met were literally like that. So anyway, I downloaded Bumble. I was supposed to do it for friends. I was like, let me try it for the non-friendship side. So Nigerian men in Nigeria are mad.
Specifically in Nigeria.
No.
I know some in Ireland that are mad.
No. The ones here that you think are mad,
over there.
they are literally eating Cerelac. Those ones are crushing bones in Nigeria.
What makes them more mad than here? What is it about them? Just
so, number one, it's the no filter. Like the no filter. So I was only on the apps for 3 days, because after that 3 days, I said, I can't do this again. One guy messaged me and he goes, oh, your forehead is so big. I can imagine putting my on it.
Out the back.
Straight up.
Do you know the shit the niggas say in group chats?
Yeah.
They're just saying it out loud to women.
Yeah.
So, yo, bro, this is a group chat.
So I sent question mark. He goes, I'm trying to tell you how big my piece is.
Mom was use your forehead as a ruler.
Yeah.
Do you think the thing is with these men that sometimes that game has worked?
Oh, 100%.
And so they think they're just gonna run it.
100%.
Fair enough, man.
It's a numbers game. You do it 100 times, it's gonna work once.
In response, what do you want her to say? Oh yeah, let's try it. Like,
Then-
the thing is, because we grew up here, we can't imagine. Well, maybe like men probably still say it, but like I can't. My head will be like, what am I expecting the response to be if I say this line?
That's why I said question mark, because I was like, was this for me? Or are you trying to screenshot and send to someone? Because you know on iPhone, you screenshot and you want to send to somebody, you can add comments at the bottom before you send it. So I thought maybe he's trying to send it to his boys, put in his group chats. No, he sent it to me.
Crazy opening line.
Another person said, what did this guy say? I think I have a screenshot of it actually. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, they were just very blatant, they don't give a heck, don't give a damn. But sorry, somebody just sent me money.
Huh?
Sorry, 1 second.
What's your nice woman? I've never looked at my phone and said somebody just sent me money.
No, wait. Sorry, this is why I don't like picking up my phone during podcasts. Oh. Okay. Never mind. But yeah, they're just blatant, very whatever. So the one guy I actually did meet off the apps, because I actually did meet up with somebody. He was normal, thank God.
Was this the Arsenal fan?
How do you know he was an asshole?
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
That's on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. That's how I get any information. If you put it in the public, it's in the public. No,
yeah, he was.
Fiona be just what's up now?
I called Jordan to tell him. No. Yeah, no, he was normal. So it was a really nice. We had a first date day. So we matched in the morning. Then he messaged me like a couple of hours later. We're chatting for like an hour or two, and then because Bumble works based on your location, so it tells you how far someone is from you. So he was like, oh, where are you staying? Obviously I was going to say where I was staying, but I was like, oh, I'm beside blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm 10 minutes from there. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, what are you doing right now? And I was like, oh no, I'm just watching TV. He's like, oh, let's go get some ice cream. So I was like, okay, cool, no worries. In my head, I gave it 45 minutes. I said, I'm not spending more than 45 minutes with this person. He came to pick me up near where I was staying. Then we went to go get ice cream. 45 minutes turned to like 4 hours. We were just chatting shit.
Just yapping away.
Like, huh?
Just yapping away.
Literally, we were gisting, like proper gisting. Then it started to get dark, and I was like, oh, my safety, I need to go. This is a stranger. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go now. And he's like, oh, he had so much fun. Like, he'd like to see me again. I was like, yeah, that'd be nice. I was like, when? He's like, oh, tonight. And I was like, are we jumping there already? And I was like, oh, tonight, what's happening tonight? And he's like, oh, it was a Monday. He's like, oh, that him and his boys are going to Obi's house. Do I want to come? I was like, Patty, I'm going. Let's go. I'll meet down to Patty. So he was like, okay, that what he'd like to do is we do like pre-drinks, me and him, and then we go meet his people at Obi's house or whatever. So grand, went home, ate, showered, got ready, and went back out. We went to like some bar, whatever, had drinks. Then we went to Obi's house. That was such a, guys, I got so licked. And then you know at one point where you're like, I should not be this drunk because number one, everybody here is a stranger. Number two, I'm in Lagos and I don't know anybody here. But I'm alive to tell the story.
So the question is, why in this year of engagement, why did he not? Why did he?
Because I have bad character. I have bad
master, isn't it?
and depth. And double whammy. And tattoos. No hope for me. No hope for me in this thing.
No, it's good. It's good that you had fun. It's good.
No,
that
I had a lot of fun. I had
to actually got to experience that and enjoy it because you've just done what you did here, like on a different continent and a different level.
No, this year I really did love a girl.
Okay.
This year, because I remember entering the year, I was like, oh, yeah, it's gonna be my lover girl year. But I thought, you know, me too, I'll be doing, but not yet.
Oh my God, I said
don't
yes.
don't be deceived. This is all Sheen. This is all Sheen. I thought me too, I'll be doing. No, yes, I do. Da da da.
The easiest yes I've ever said.
Yeah, those are. We'll check you in 5 years. But I thought, well, obviously, clearly, whenever happens, whatever. But yeah, guys, I think this is the first year I've like dated.
Okay.
I hate it so much.
Why?
Men are mad. Men are mad. Women are madder, but men are mad.
You know, I was going to ask this. I asked this just yesterday, yeah? Because it's always like, in your group of friends, yeah, do your friends take romantic L's? Or do they ever come to the group and be like, you know what, he was actually a good guy, I fucked up? Because all I see is men are mad, men are narcissists. It's the one that like,
just bury them around apparently.
No, do you know what someone said to me? Someone said it's a red flag that me and my closest friends are all single. That's why he said he won't.
I don't know if we're good friends. I was going to say let them land, but I don't know your friends.
Said it's a red flag. That's why I said he can't take me seriously.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I said it to you once. Do you think sometimes like the group of friends that you have, men or women, can also affect your dating option, your dating pool out there? Because they're looking at your, say for me, Deji's friends with like fraud boys, let's say for example. And Deji maybe is not doing the fraud, but a girl's looking at him and saying like, I like you. But that circle, I can't be a part
I think
of.
that only applies to men. It shouldn't apply to women.
Why?
not?
This guy's.
Because like, I'm my own person.
But why can't I be my own person?
No.
Because you think men do follow?
Yeah.
Because I remember saying this to Deji, I was like, I think sometimes looking from the outside, I was like, there's girls that like, I was like, oh, okay, she might be calm, but I think what maybe affects her dating potential is to her group of friends. Because I see it happens to men as well. So I think that's kind of what the guy is alluding to.
But is that, Deji, is that a red flag?
That your friends are single?
No, not me. But
not me. Say no.
No, in general, like, because obviously, like, what me, I do know sharp. I assume that you're single.
He's working on himself.
But like, let's say you were getting to know a girl, and let's say she has like a close group of like 5 friends, and all of them are single. Is that a red flag?
Not really, no.
Thank you.
But if I meet them and they're all a bit,
Yeah.
because you know what happens then.
What happens?
Then you go to the group chat, complain about me, and they're all giving you bad advice, and then you come back to me with that bad advice. Yeah. And I'm just like, this is great.
Because the group of being single with no context, it's one thing. Because
what's context to being single? You're single.
That's a good point. No, I get that, but what I'm saying is like they could be single because they want to be single. You just can't look at a group and say, oh, they're single, they're bad vibes. That's what I'm saying. You just can't make that assumption. But they're just saying that if I get to know you and actually come to understand, oh, that girl I like is good, but your friends are bad characters, I might not deal with the girl. I'm just saying like from the outside.
I won't deal with her, but you just little bookmark.
And you can't
What's
really
a
tell her
bookmark?
drop your friends.
Yeah, obviously not.
So it's like,
Some girls will though.
will you?
No.
You love your friends.
Yeah,
I love my friends too much.
Those are the same girls. They get a man, they drop their friends, then they break up with their man, they try to go back to their friends. It's like, it's not the same.
Or they get married, they put Mrs. Blah in their bio.
What's going on right now?
Well,
what's up? Who are you shading?
I'm not shading.
If the shoe fits.
If it fits. What did Sarah say? They start wearing suits.
time my brother said she's ironic right now.
Is that wearing suits?
But yeah,
You know,
I do think I know for a fact girls have looked at men and said like, I don't like your group of friends. Your group of friends, they're on madness, and I don't want to be attached to that. So I don't know. I think some men do it as well. You do a background check and you look at her, you look at who her friends are, and you're like, if those are bad vibes, I don't want to integrate myself in that circle.
Yeah, because I've heard some men be like, her group of friends are a bit promiscuous, to say the least.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I can take her seriously.
Yeah, now she goes out with them. There's bottles in the club. Her friends are going over to the table. Now they bring my girl. My girl is there as well.
Yeah, but you were your friends.
I agree with you. I'm saying this is the perception.
So like, if I'm in a relationship now, and like the rest of my girls are single, and they're like, oh, let's go out. Why should my man have a problem with that?
He shouldn't. But I'm saying the perception is for some men, they could look at it as a problem. They could. This is the reality. Some men could look at your friends as like, I don't want to date you because that's what your friends are on.
If your girl followed her friends out, and then like, let's say one of her friends was able to secure table space,
yeah,
would that give you an ick?
No, it wouldn't.
Your girl followed them.
It wouldn't give me an ick because like she was in London a couple of weeks ago, and then she was telling me all the stories about people buying them drink, like what if they're at the table and all. I assume it will happen because men are niggas. So I'm not like. Not that I'm insecure about certain things, obviously, like everybody else, but that's not one of them for me. But I also know I talk to men. I know men is like, certain men, I'm like, I don't want my girl to be at a table because all the guys brought them to that table. I'd rather she wasn't in that environment. That's
or you know what it is? Sometimes you know how those specific men are going to chat about the girls that are on the table. It's like, you're not speaking about my wife like that.
Yeah.
But you don't know those men.
Niggas are niggas more time.
I'm telling you, this is the reality. In an ideal world, we could able to just move how we want and do what we want, knowing our own intentions, and that's pure and that's good. But I think the world we live in is sometimes perception becomes reality, and perception of the partner or the man or the woman or whatever, in this instance, could be like the reality for him. Like Deji might not be the fraud boy, but the girl he's trying to like link might look at him like, but that's your circle. It doesn't matter whatever.
Okay, I won't use you because you're married.
Yeah.
If you're with a girl. And let's say she goes to Eden, for example, and her girls, they got table space, and then somebody is driving the boat with her, and you've seen that. How would that make you feel? God forbid.
Imagine see me there with a mouth like this.
That's why I said I won't use you. That's why I said I won't use you.
Is there a tongue out there? Is it?
I'll screenshot and put it to you, mom. Though.
Man, you know you got to go to the group chat. Just
I'll do whatever that guy did. You a bum though. What are you doing out here?
Yeah, but you know what it is? I think that has such a worse reputation than it actually is. Niggas it's just pouring a shot down someone's throat. Like it's not crazy.
Okay, like. I remember a guy said this happened to his girl in the club in the group chat. Yeah. And then someone asked, "Did they have a hand on her throat?" Oh,
see, that's hand on throat, tongue
Okay,
out.
what if like hand on the back to help her? Help you.
Bro, you're not a child. You don't need neck support, bro.
What? No. In the reverse is if you're in an instance and you see your man doing this to a girl.
If I see him pouring the drink,
it's calm.
What if the drink?
It depends on what. No, honestly,
he's not with his boys.
Honestly, it depends on what the girl looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
It's a good point.
No, it's not. And the reason why I say that is because I've seen a lot of girls be surprised at the guys that their men are interested in. So you might not think that's his type. What if that's his type?
And it's his type. And do we have like similarities?
No.
So then why did
say
you
if it's a short Oimbo girl because you're like taller?
Oh no, I'd be insulted. What?
What I mean.
A white girl.
Okay, what if you found her attractive too? Could you be like, I hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So she has to be attractive.
Yeah, to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
I thought it would be the opposite.
If you're gonna do some fuckery,
it might as well be someone that's like,
yeah.
What if the girl's pouring drink down his throat?
Ew. Whether you're man, you're not.
Yeah,
why is a girl as a man?
If I saw you with your tongue out, your throat.
You're doing.
I made funny for wearing tank top. If I saw that next episode,
no,
I will learn to edit to put the picture episode. Just in case you don't do it.
No, I'll delete the whole episode.
As a man, if they're driving the boat for you,
yeah, I don't know, man. It's like I guess for a lot of things, it's like if I trust my girl and like she's on the table, like at the end of the day, you want someone to sit down and niggas are offering someone to sit down and there's free drinks.
As in,
you be alright.
Yeah, but we know niggas that would be like, not my girl. Remember there was a TikTok that went viral recently. Someone at a concert, She was singing very loud. The Ashake concert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that Irish girl.
Yeah. And then every girl was like, you know what? She paid for that concert. She should enjoy.
Yeah.
Not my girl though.
What is that?
Every man that saw it said, not my girl though.
Why are you so excited, man?
Every guy that saw it, she has every right to sing how she wants. She has every right to enjoy the concert. Not my girl though.
Just not on camera.
Why are you laughing? Fiona said talk with chess. We're talking with chess.
But how's that an ick?
Wait.
It was funny.
To you.
Because it's not your girl.
To you.
So if that was, see, I don't like using
Okay,
you.
wait. Why would you do that?
Me,
Would you
And
go
I
outside
posted
shouting like
online
that?
as well.
I posted on my close friends.
Yeah, that's all right.
Actually, no, I wouldn't sing with that much passion.
Why?
I don't like Ashake like that.
Okay,
so
someone you do like.
See, that's not in my nature though. I'm very demure. I'm very cutesy.
And that's what we want our girls
Very-
to do. Go have composure. Have some self.
Act like you've been here before.
Because everybody was like, and I think the agreement was like, yeah, she should. She paid for the concert. She's having a good time.
Yeah.
Let her sing how she wants. Just not my girl.
Yeah, do you, boo?
Just
so
not my
be
girl.
mine.
Oh my god, at that concert, were you guys there?
No. You went, yeah?
Yeah, I went. There was a point Ashke got off stage and was walking through the crowd because he had like a mini stage in the standing section. Guys, so we were standing so we could see on the screen. I had the biggest ick of big men touching Ashake's head as he was walking past.
Man is sweaty as well. He's jumping around.
Oh, I was just like, that is somebody's. They're literally like, oh, Ashake, touch his head, and I'm like,
See?
ew.
I tell you, there's a certain reason. A lot of things I don't do because I don't want people to say, isn't that Simi's husband? I tell them this all the time. Or there's so many times I don't want, because Simi's friends follow me. They'll send it to the group chat. Like,
100%.
isn't that Simi's husband? So many things. I'm
No,
just like, I
guys, we
can't
were
do
all
it.
looking at the screen
can't
like,
do it.
ew, that's someone's man, that's someone's brother,
Yeah, bro,
that's
but-
someone's son.
As a group man, have composure. Man.
Like,
Especially when it's another man. Especially when it's another
that's.
man.
I think that was the thing. They were literally rubbing his head.
But how old are they though? Like,
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Nah, if you're 19, I hear it.
Why?
You're excited. You see a Shaq, you're like, you're not.
What's he gonna do for you?
But for them, at that age, celebrity feels
Yeah.
like they're.
Yeah, and you're still guys like,
Yeah,
bro, he's right there.
Yeah, at that age, you'll still be like, when I first time I saw Kanye, I think I was like 19 when he came out at the Tree Arena. I wasn't close to him, but I was like, Jesus, Kanye West is a real person. But now I just see him, I'm like, oh, it's Kanye. So I get if you're 19 and you're gassed by celebrities, yeah. But if you're a
Also,
grown ass man,
imagine if it's your first concert. Your first concert, and you're right in front.
yeah.
No. No.
So Fiona, you listen to Receipts, yes?
Love the receipts. Let's get into it.
I didn't even.
So I think.
Wait.
Can we introduce
Context.
the topic?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Context. So the Receipts podcast had recently had Tazer Black from Three Shots on their podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So Three Shots used to be three mans, for those who don't know. It was Keith, Tazer, and
Marvin.
Keith left the podcast, and so now it's not Tazer and Marvin. So Tazer then goes on Receipts, and he's talking about a time where when the receipts were coming out. Another drink. When the receipts were coming out, Tazer kind of helped them come together. He was like, "Oh, I see a space in the scene. There's no girl."
The scene.
We'll get up into Black and Irish. I want to talk soon. I see the space in the scene. Though. I see a space in the scene. We could use a female-based podcast. Let me get these girls together. Blah blah blah. Put them together, and they receipts come together. They start to elevate. As they're elevating, of course, they're learning to do things themselves. They're learning the game themselves. There's less and less need for Tazer, and so they're kind of like not using him as much. This is what Keith is saying, and he's kind of feeling away because as they're getting bigger, you're pushing me to the side, and I help you guys come together. What are we doing here? And then he goes and he's ranting to his group chat. Like I would come to you, mans, and he's ranting to his group chat. And Keith is like saying like, yo, you can just trademark the receipts and that could be your thing. So they have to buy it off you in case you want. It's a savvy business move but it obviously looks like you're a shit person. Keith then, Tazer doesn't have not that he doesn't have the balls. Sometimes we say things in the group chat, but we're not going to act on it.
Yeah,
So
because you're
Keith-
not evil.
Yeah. Keith acts on it on Tazer's behalf. And he goes, you know what, I'm going to do it. It comes out that Keith trademarks it. After the fact, Tazer's like, what'd you do that for? Blah, blah. Keith gets all the backlash. You look like a piece of shit for doing that. You are a piece of shit for doing that. Not that you look like you're a piece of shit for doing that. Tazer then goes into receipts. He says, oh yeah, I had no idea this was happening. I only found out when you guys found out, like, Keith went behind my back and did this. Keith then comes and defends himself. He says, what are you talking about? Like, what I did was wrong. I like fuck, like I'll take that. I did what was wrong. But what we're not gonna do is pretend that
You didn't know
anything about this and you
Yeah.
found out like the rest of them. I might have been overzealous and taking the bullet for you, and I understand the receipts feeling the way they do about me because they can only act on the information they have, and the information they have is I trademarked their name. But what you're not gonna, if you're gonna tell the story, tell the truth. Like, I've already looked like a bad guy. There's nothing you can say that's gonna make me look good. But also, when you're going on their platform, just because I'm not potting, I don't have a platform anymore to defend myself. You went on their platform, don't act like you don't know anything. Now, I bring this up because like we all have friends and we all talk in our group chats. We all say things in our group chat. We all run agendas in our group chat. Nobody can tell me they don't. If I say something now, and they just like Jordan's been bitching about this for a minute. You know what? I'm gonna do something. Like, this is clearly bothering my guy. I'm gonna do something on his behalf because he's not doing anything about it. And then Deji goes and does something about it, and I'm sitting on the couch saying like, "Yeah, man, I don't know where that came from." So, what you guys make of this whole situation?
But as a man, why are you like acting on your boy's behalf?
Do you know some people are soldiers without a cause? Like, do you
Then
know?
go and marry your boy.
Oh God, how did we get here?
No, because when I read that,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, defending my friend, blah, blah. But yeah, okay, fair enough. Taser was complaining, right? But it's like, I just feel that's just being an agbaya.
No, I agree with you. I agree.
Like, nobody asked you.
Yeah, I agree.
So why would you go do it?
Because the perspective is like you've complained about this so much, but you can't
Suck it up.
That's the perception. Like, maybe you want something done about this, but you don't have the balls to do it. I'm gonna do it.
It's not you don't have the balls to do it. You're not a bad person because no matter how you look at it, okay, yeah, your boy did it for you. You're like, that's just you. That's such bad intention to do against somebody, especially they were up and coming at the time. They're women. It's worse because they're women.
And
If
you
it
already
was,
had a history of slandering black women.
exactly,
Before.
which is your short legs.
Yeah.
If they were
Which is what?
with your short legs, I never liked Keith.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No offense.
Simi hates him as well.
I never liked him.
Yeah, most people hate him.
Never liked him. If it was like guys be guys, be like, all right, whatever, man, them issues. But as a man, you're restricting the growth of a women's platform. You hate women. You hate black women.
On the reverse, though, Taser then acting like going in front of the girls and then acting like he had nothing about it. Is that something? Also, is that a play you should do now? Like, okay, you can tell the truth and you can tell the story. So why are you now dissolving blame from yourself or accountability from yourself?
Because he already has the bad name. Let him keep the bad name.
Sometimes your reputation does precede you. Because now Keith can give this story, and because he's already perceived as the bad guy, ain't nobody give a fuck. Like,
I don't believe it anyway. If you ask me,
you don't believe that. You don't believe that. You don't think Taser knew.
I don't believe Taser knew.
I believe Taser knew.
Why don't you believe Taser?
I believe Taser knew.
I just don't like Keith. So. I don't believe anything he says. I just don't like him.
No, you don't need, because being in a group chat with guys, I can see that conversation like kind of happening. I can see the conversation like,
Okay, let's use you guys for example. If Deji goes and trademarks
GTG, that's it.
gist, and he comes like, oh Jordan, you know what? You're complaining so much. Here you go. He sends you the certificates of registration.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I think I would be what the fuck I said. Even if I'm complaining, we've had this conversation. It's like whatever's happening on the timeline, whether they're cooking me or they're cooking you, everybody just shut up.
Yeah.
Because it will pass. Even if we complain within our group chat, don't act on my behalf unless I'm like, yo, can you? Even then, just tell me, Jordan, calm down. This will pass.
I've got to wait for you to do something first. When you do something, then I can.
Yeah,
back it up. But I can't act first on your beef.
But I think I do. Keith definitely should have never done anything. I find it hard to believe that Taser didn't know these conversations even happened or took place, and Keith just acted like.
I believe it.
What about you, Dij?
I believe what Keith said, to be fair. Like, what's called, especially like the way that, because the way he wrote it out and the way that he kind of like premised the whole thing of like, I think even when the receipts first started, Taser was like in the background a lot of the time and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of like something that I helped put together. I helped do this, and then it's kind of like it just blew, and now it's like I'm being pushed out of something that I helped create. Do you get what I'm saying? And then I can understand coming to the group chat like, bro, these men are moving mad. I was part of this like kind of a situation, and just kind of like keep going back and forth about it and all that kind of shit. And then eventually, because he said like they were laughing about it, it's like, you could just trademark their name, like, and then you just did it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't believe that you had no idea about it until everything came out. Do you get what I mean? Like, those jokes have been made. You might not have known that he was going to do it, but that he said the day that I did it, I told you. Because after I do it, like if I'm acting on your behalf of something, yeah, the minute I do it, I'm coming to tell you. Like, let's say you have beef with someone, yeah, and I see them on the street and I go punch them. The minute I punch them, yo, Jordan, I saw him, I got him down.
Yeah.
So I believe it.
No, because I know what you're saying. Keith already has a bad reputation, so it'll precede him.
It's just men being in women's business.
That's the thing.
That's literally it. And like, look how the guy's history. He has a clear history of doing that, so it doesn't surprise me.
I hear that.
Is there a sense of entitlement there?
I was going
on
to
whose
say,
part? Taser's part.
On Taser's part, yeah.
I think so, because fair enough, you put them together or whatever, but from my understanding, I don't think they went to Taser asking for help. I think he just offered it based on the success Tree Shots was having, and I think he knew them individually. I think so. I don't know if that's a true story. So I think he just wanted to be nice and be like, oh, this is what we've done to get here. Here's the path you can take, essentially. Yeah. But to say, oh, they're not involved in, like, when you just go and sit on the couch with them, I don't understand.
See, I think it all stems on like the level of involvement. Because if I damn near created the podcast, I'm a feel away.
But Tolly posted that she tweeted she wants to start a podcast, and then people replied her tweet.
Yeah, I remember this story.
That's how it started. Yeah. So I don't know how involved Taser was. I think they all knew Taser individually, and he just...
Because I can understand the idea came from Tolly, and she's like, oh, who do I know that does podcasts?
Yeah.
Like if someone wants to start a podcast now and they contact me and you, it's happened before, Jermaine, sure. So I want to start a podcast, how do I go about it? And we helped Jermaine, we helped him sit down, we showed him blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, Jermaine starts blowing up on his podcast. We're like, we helped put that together, man. And he leaves those bodies. So we don't know the level of involvement that Taser had. Did he just put them in a room? Or did he provide like cameras, lighting, studio?
Did he set the whole thing up?
Like, so I guess there is because people haven't felt entitled for doing less. Like you'll see people that do barely fuck all, and the things will blow. They'll be like, oh, now they feel like they should have a piece of the pie. So I think there is definitely a small level of entitlement, but I also think he knew he like just knowing how boys talk amongst themselves, especially these things. That's kind of what I'm going based on. I'm like, you kind of knew he was up to something. Whether you thought he was joking or not, or like he's not really gonna do this because people say shit, but they're not gonna. He's not really gonna go out of his way and trademark the receipts for himself. Also, what happened to the receipt? Did he give it back to them the trademark in the end, or does he still have it?
Yeah, ask me.
I don't know. I don't know how the story ended.
I don't know. I forgot about this thing until it came up.
Yeah,
trademarks you can transfer a trademark, but I don't know if he actually did it.
The funny thing part was like, me and Taser are not even friends. I was like, 7. You sit on the podcast.
I was happy he left that podcast.
Yeah, so was a lot of people.
Like when.
Why do you not like him? Is it just the derogatory terms to like? I'm not like an avid listener to Tree Shots. I'm indifferent about a lot of them. So what do you not like, Keith?
I just didn't like his. How do I say this? I didn't like his perspective on things. To me, he had a I know it all, I'm better than you kind of vibe. And I think because of the nature of work he does, he's in like rooms with like really high influential rich people or whatever. So to me as a listener, it just felt like because of the rooms and environments he finds himself in, he's coming and speaking on the mic and he's like, oh, I'm better than you. Like I remember when he got that house that was like so big and everything. We did not hear the end of that thing. Oh, it costs X amount to clean my pool. Oh, there's this many rooms in my house that need to get clean. Oh, it costs this amount to do this. I'm like, okay, nobody cares.
Like, but you know, people that talk weekly talk about the reality.
Oh, people are in my DMs asking me to mentor them. What? Do I care?
Imagine Fiona found out I was a man in kids' DMs.
Grounds for Brico right there.
And then those man, you hear him say, "Oh, can you hey sir, can you help me out here?" Well,
something random happened the other day, right?
To you?
Not to me for once. What's called? There's like this homeless guy that's always about whatever. So I chat to him every now and then, yeah. And the other day he just comes up to me and I was like, yeah, you go blah 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 blah. He's like, you see this scar on my face, yeah? And I was like, yeah, what happened? He's like, they hit me with an axe. Yeah, he's like, yeah, they threw a tomahawk at me. I was like,
Tomahawk, is that no type of steak?
That's what I was saying, the same thing.
Yeah, no, but it's also
But that tomahawk steak for my anniversary there.
oh shit! How was your anniversary actually?
It was good. It was, yeah.
What, your wedding anniversary?
Yeah, it was,
Congratulations.
yeah, it's 3 years. I'm nearly there. 2 more years, I'm at the 5
What's
year
one
mark.
piece of what's one piece of marital advice you'd give the listeners?
One piece of marital advice I will give the
3 years
listeners.
Tell them to be like your
3
wife.
years deep.
Tell them what?
To be like
Be
your
like my wife. No, it's one me.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, of course we can.
Cool.
One piece of marital advice: understanding. Cause when you're, I know it's so cliche, but we come from different. Like I'll give you a recent example, like Halloween. You come from different houses and different backgrounds, and the way that maybe you perceive the world is through your upbringing, and the way they perceive the world is through their upbringing. And sometimes things are gonna come up, and you're gonna have to understand. You just have to like get it that like, okay, this isn't maybe a direct influence on her, or even your own line of thinking. Like Halloween, you know, us Africans, especially
She's African as well now.
Especially as religion. Yeah, we didn't celebrate Halloween, but I was coming to an age where she was allowed to in her house. She was allowed to have a Halloween, but I wasn't. So when Halloween was coming up, I was like, how are we gonna like balance this? And I was like, what's my reason to say no? My only reason to say no is like, we didn't do this in my house, so I don't want it to be done in my house. It's not even coming from me. I don't even, because when I was in uni and it was Halloween costume parties, and I knew all the babes are gonna be dressed up in small skirts and stuff, I was dressed up in it. So it's not like I have a problem against Halloween, because I was outside when the babes were outside. So it's that kind of understanding. It's like the only reason you don't want this is because of this, and she might want it because of that. Coming to those compromises and just trying to be like, okay, you're gonna see the world differently, and eventually you're gonna have to come together. And when I don't want something to be done, I have to make sure I have to understand why I don't want it to be done, not why my mom wants it to be done. Because even when my son says to my mom's, I have to make sure it comes from her. I don't want it to impose like, oh, but it's my mom. My mom can keep it. Because if it doesn't come from her, it could be like resentful. You're overstepping her authority to give her child to your mom. And you have to understand that, like, even if she says no, it's not because she doesn't want your mom to be with the child. It's because it's her kid and she still wants to oversee that. Yeah. So a lot of it is like you're building a life together, and you just have to understand you're coming from different backgrounds and different perspectives, and being patient with each other. I think that's my first piece of advice. Ask me again in 3 years again.
In 2 more years.
See what will change.
When you hit the 5 year mark.
Can I ask you a question? You don't have to answer, by the way.
You do.
Who are you asking me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay.
What's called? So I was watching a TikTok the other day, right? And this guy was, is Sydney Sweeney in Euphoria?
Yeah, Cittg.
Yeah. So he was talking about he was comparing racism to her for a second, because he's like, I think during the show she like grew up, and then as she was growing up like started developing a little bit, and she's like hugs started getting longer, people started treating her differently and stuff like that. Obviously she's becoming a woman and shit like that. And he's like, that's how racism is sometimes. Like, you're kind of like, are things happening here?
Yeah, okay.
So now my question to you is, do you remember a time or know the shift of when men started treating you differently, like
based on
uncles started being a bit weird and shit like that? Do you remember that? And what was that like?
Yeah.
Also, you don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I'll answer. I think it would have been around first year of secondary school, so like 12, 13, that age. You just start getting comments, very unnecessary comments, like, oh, you're so big now. And you know, that, like, in hindsight, that big isn't in relation to your stature. It's in relation to your assets, you know, well, I think anyway. But that would be like uncles, but I'd say like people your age. I don't think I remember the shift per se, but I do know when I personally started to notice it, because it would be when I cared about like what the opposite sex had to say about me or how they felt about me.
Just a quick question: did you go to mixed school or all girls school?
All girls school.
Okay, sorry,
but I was the only black girl for the first 3 years, and we'd always like interact with the boys' school. So I remember, like, I think it was first year disco, and all the girls were like, oh, I'm gonna get the shift tonight, I'm gonna kiss this many people, and you know me, so I was like, yeah, I got the shift. And I remember there was one point in the disco I lost all my friends and I couldn't find anyone, and I turned, and along the wall each and every one of them were there kissing people, and I'm just there like, oh, There's nobody for me to
Where'd you
kiss.
grow up, Kildare?
Kildare, yeah.
Yeah. So you and you're as the only black. Like that's a good question because I remember the shift. Like also perceiving girls because I went to a mixed school. So you go like school be finished in the summer like May or whatever.
Yeah.
And by the time you come back in September, some girls have developed over the summer. So I vaguely remember viewing girls differently than I viewed them maybe 4 months ago. And they're like, oh, and like. As bad as it is to say, because when you're young, it's the first time you probably like the sexualization of a woman probably occurs in your brain. You're looking at us like, I didn't view you were at some stage we're all brethren. Like when we were like 12, 13, we're all G's. And we just come because also our hormones are developing over the time just because theirs is more physically, like you can see it more physically, ours maybe you can't. So I just remember that shift also. You come back to school from like either second or third or first or second year and you're looking at your brethren, you're thinking, why am I? You without even understanding, it's like I view her a bit differently than maybe I did 4 months ago. But there was guys in first year. I know that for sure. They were on gal they came in already. Like, these are not my brethren. These are girls I'm gonna try to get with. So
guys in 6th class.
Yeah,
6th class.
Yeah, things. Yeah. Anyways, now what's called? I think with the people your age is slightly different because it's kind of like. We're all like you can see it around you. Like people are starting to like, oh, I like him. I have a crush. Blah, 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 blah. It's more the elder people of like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Am I going crazy or did you?
Do you know how sometimes with racism we have to like maybe gaslight ourselves to think like, is that racist? Like sometimes did you find yourself doing that when uncle comments and you're like asking yourself, what did they actually mean when they made this comment? Like, oh, it's like for example, oh, you're getting big now, or was it only like in hindsight later years you're saying?
I think for me it'd be hindsight because I still am a little bit, but I was very ditzy. I was in my own world. People would say stuff to me. I'm like, yeah, I had no idea what it means. But looking back, I'm like, oh, that's what that person meant. Because I remember there was the summer between 6th class and first year. I went to Nigeria that summer because my granddad had passed, so we went for the funeral. And I'd seen a bunch of relatives I'd never seen before. Some I hadn't seen since we were like little babies, and I'm the first grandchild, so I'm very popular in my father's house. So a lot of people are like, see this one is ripe for marriage, this one. I'm like 12 at this age, you know, and they're like, oh, I have a husband for you. Oh, I'm gonna wife you. Oh, this da 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 da. People like talking about your appearances, and because you're like 12, you don't know what all these things mean. Like I remember. I probably was just about wearing my first bra. And then one of my uncle's friends he said to me that, oh, very soon I'll grow this bra and you'll buy me my next bra. And I'm like,
what the fuck?
And for them, that culture, they probably don't think they're doing anything.
They don't think they're doing anything wrong. But you don't be saying that to a 12-year-old. Or like, I remember my aunties would be like, oh, I shouldn't wear my skirt so short around, you know, all these elderly men. And in my head, I'm like, I'm a kid. What's wrong? It's hot. It's flipping 30 something degrees. What's wrong with me wearing a short skirt or with me showing my arms or doing all this? But they're like, I think it's back to that conversation of like, people train their daughters a certain way, but they should educate their sons.
Yeah. Like Deji was saying, I think last week, he said like, men don't get told how to be.
Yeah.
You just get told how not to be.
Yeah. like
you know,
they condition women so much.
Yeah.
But really and truly, it's the men that they should be focusing on.
Just like, I was gonna ask you, even on that, when you get older, did you find yourself more conscious about what to wear? Because I see it with Simi. Simi was developing early as well, and they kind of bet into her head. Not even now.
Even when I got here, remember I said to you that, oh, my mom was saying my dress is too tight for church. She was like, it's nice, but you know, it's showing too much shape for church. And I'm like, so I should wear a sack on my head. I don't understand. Like now, obviously, you can't tell me what to wear or how to dress. But it still does happen now. Like it still does. And
for yourself, you're not conscious. Does it play in the back of your head, or you just like, no, I feel comfortable?
I won't lie, sometimes it does. Because initially, what I did want to wear, I was like, okay, maybe not, because just like it's sad because you're like, oh, because I think for me it like intertwines with like the whole Christian way of dressing and modesty to me is subjective. But I think with our culture, it's deemed as objective. There's either a right way or a wrong way. There's no middle ground. But I think and I think that's the thing with African Christianity, mixing culture and religion together creates so many blurred lines. Like so many. We have examples where people are saying that their wife should not have X and this, and wife should not do this, wife should not do that. But I just feel like now it does play at the back of my mind because it's been 20 odd years
the
of conditioning.
No, because I see with Simi at home. It's like some days she look grand for me.
Yeah.
Because maybe I grew up here, so I'm used to like the way women dress in general.
Yeah.
Like you said, you go out there, crop tops, you just seen the range of everything. She look fine to me. But her head, she'd be like, no, maybe I'm showing too much this, or maybe this is showing too much, or I'll wear a jumper to cover it up.
All right. People be saying, don't tempt this person's husband, though. And I'm like, girl.
Tell the husband stop looking
Like,
if you can be tempted, let me be
like
tempted.
if he's tempted,
Yeah,
clearly it's not working well for him. So.
And do you think, obviously, we're the now generation, like we've seen everybody's marrying now, so soon will be the next future generations of aunties and uncles. Are we gonna have the same? Are we just gonna let people dress out in like? Because first time I went to Open Circle, I told this story. I didn't have a trim, so I was so subconscious about my hair because I didn't have a trim at the time. I was like, I should wear a hat. But the conditioning in my head is like, I can't go to church wearing a hat. I walk in and I see Lalu with the hat, and I'm like, oh, this is calm. So like, are we gonna kill that narrative and just like?
I won't lie, because I go to Open Circle regularly. And the first few times when I be seeing the boys with like do-rags and hats on, I'm like, these people don't respect God. No, I won't lie. I did the same as well.
Yeah.
Because I grew up that men should not be covering their head in church. Like when you come into the church, you take off your hats. If you're wearing a do-rag, you take it off. I don't know. I actually don't even know the reason behind it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is it even biblical? Because I remember I sat in the car for 3 minutes contemplating. Because I was like, I should wear a hat. No, I shouldn't. I was like, I've seen videos of Open Circle and I've seen KD up there with his like,
in their tracksuits.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but my head, my brain just couldn't feel comfortable. The first minute I walk in, I was like, Snow was sitting at the very top, hat on, tracksuit. I overthought it.
Did you go back and get your hat?
No, I was like, it couldn't be. But what I'm saying is, are we just gonna kill that narrative now?
I don't think it's gonna kill. It's gonna die though.
No, I don't.
Because it's one of them situations where it's like, yeah, granted, tell your husband to not be tempted, blah blah. But it's, for a lack of better terms, it's easier to tell your daughter to cover up than to try and.
Why?
Because I don't educate the men out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not my job to educate people's sons. So my job is to protect my daughter. Like, I don't know what intentions other men out there have or what they're going to come with. And like you're saying, it is our job to educate my son. I will educate my son. But I don't know if everybody, maybe culture will change. But culturally, like to your point, we condition the women, and we're trying to change that. But I'm not going to put trust in the world to also educate their boys. What I can only do is tell my daughter, look, it's not your fault. Nothing you're doing is your fault. Your parents, everything is your fault. But understand that the world outside there, sometimes men are fucked up. Men are mad. So I think that's the way I look at it. Anyways, I know it's not fair. It isn't fair. Like it isn't fair, but I can't make the world fair for I want a daughter next, by the way. I said it already. I can't make the world fair for my daughter. I can only do what I can to protect her. I think that's my line of thinking. I wish I could be like, oh yeah, just exist in the world. You can do whatever. You can dress however you can be. You can appear whatever. And the perception will be that you're just expressing yourself. You're just a human being dressed whatever way you want. But I have to also be conscious, like, that's not the reality of life. That's my perception anyways. I don't know.
And that's why I think it's not going to change, because it's kind of like, this 40-year-old man knows what he's doing is wrong, but he's going to do it anyways. And it's like, I'm not always going to be there to protect my daughter, but I want to give her the tools to understand, like, certain things are going to happen. You get what I'm saying? So in those situations,
not due to no fault of your own, and I have to emphasize that. Yeah, it has to be due to no fault of your own. No, and if something happens, tell me, because it's never due to no fault of your own. But the world is the way it is, and we can only protect our children. That's how I see it, anyways. Yeah,
that's exactly what I think. I don't really think it's going to change, because like I feel like some of our parents, they didn't look at it in a way of, I'm judging you. It's looking at it in a way of like, I know what happened to me when I was that age, and I don't want that to happen to you, so just cover up.
Yeah, a lot of parents raise from fear. They raise their kids from fear and from protection, and they're telling you not to do things maybe because of, like, I think I said this, I used to be friends with someone and they told their mom what their cousin used to do to them, and their mom said, oh, you didn't say anything for all this time because you enjoyed it. And that was her way of protecting. And she has to live with that. And do you know that kind of way? Because so I just feel like it is our job to just protect our children, not maybe to control. I know it's not fair. Like, I don't know what your approach is gonna be. Obviously you're gonna train your son to be better, but are you gonna entrust the world to do that with their men as well? I don't know.
I think where they fucked up a lot of the times was they never explained.
Yeah.
They tell you to do something but never explained why you're doing it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Angel's advocate. I don't think that they even knew to explain. I just think it's like passed down and passed down and passed down, and it gets to a point it's like, I don't know why I'm saying this, I don't know why I'm doing this, but because it was done to me, because it was said to me, I'm gonna say it to you too. Because now I'm at the age where like I do ask my mom a lot of things like, why did you do this? Why did you say this? And I'm like, that's what I experienced growing up. Like they don't have the answers themselves.
As a woman, what's your angle then if you do have a daughter? And like, what are you? Because I've given you my angle. I know what are you trying to present to them? It's not like cover up, or what you're teaching. You're going to give them in respect to that. If you have to think about it,
I do believe in expression, but not expression. Oh, maybe expression is not the right word. I believe like you should be who you are. Obviously, we're the big bad world out there, but I think it's to be honest, it's in alignment with what you said. I'm going to do my best to tell you this is what is out there. This is what could happen. These are, if you do X, Y, this is the results.
Yeah.
So if you don't want that results, you don't do X and Y. But there's only so much, because my mom said all these things to me, but yet me, I still went to go and touch fire. So,
like, do what you want.
There's only so much
you can never blame your mom.
do. No, I would never blame her, because you never think what your parents are saying is right until you look back and you're like, you know what, I could have saved myself a lot of stress.
Yeah, but sometimes I need to find out.
You do. No, I 100% believe you should find out, so that way you know better.
Yeah, but I think as a parent, it's just our job to teach and instill. Because we can't, once a person leaves that house to even go to school or to go to college or whatever, you actually cannot control the actions of what's going to happen outside.
Yeah.
But knowing that I've done my best to teach and instill the way I view world and what I think will protect you from this world, after that, because I can look at my parents and say they didn't say the right things or they didn't do the right things for me. Like, I still made the decisions I wanted to make ultimately, which led to the results I have in life. But for my parents, 90% of the time, I could even say 100, the heart was always in the right place. Whether I agree or disagree, or I didn't see the world the way they viewed it, I could be like, yeah, they were onto something. I can see where they were coming from. I just didn't agree.
Do you guys feel like you grew up sheltered?
I think I did. What about you?
I grew up sheltered, but I wasn't sheltered.
What do you mean by
I'm
that?
still in that answer.
What do you mean?
So
What do you mean by that?
I grew up with the shelter around me, but I wanted to learn for myself, so I
left that bitch.
I left that sin. I said,
Were
I'm
you
gonna
like a
find out.
rebellious child to your mom? If we asked her.
My mom says I was an amazing child because she doesn't know what I did.
Oh, okay. And you were good in school.
Yeah, I was good in school. Yeah. I think for them that was the most important thing. I was like, clearly, as you can see from the quizzes, I'm an intelligent person.
Fiona has masters.
Like, all jokes aside, I'm actually a very intelligent person. Like, if you can give me a book, give me an hour, I can tell you what's in that book. Like the basis of what it is. I pick up information very easily. So school was never hard for me. Like, so the difference between me and my brother is very creative. Like, he did music, he did art in school. Sports wasn't his thing, but he really went down the creative route. And not that he didn't take school seriously, but he was more focused on creativity. But with me, I don't have any of that stuff. I can't draw a straight line. Music is not my thing. So I was like, you know what? School is what I'm good at. Let me focus my energy on that. And obviously, your parents come from Nigeria to Ireland to try to give you a better life. To them, the right path is go to school, get the degree, get the job. And
get a house, marry, have kids.
So far, I've been able to tick.
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there.
I've been able to tick those things.
Yeah, that's it.
So I think because, quote unquote, I'm going in the path they essentially created for me, she would think I'm this model.
Yeah, I would be the same.
So she had a lot of blind spots because you were getting good grades, essentially.
Yeah, and I purposely made sure I was getting the grades to cover the nonsense I was doing.
Yeah, once school was patterned,
a
lot else matters.
Like, as long as I'm not calling you saying, "Mommy, I'm in jail."
Yeah.
Like, nothing else really mattered.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think you have like that thing that they call tall girl syndrome? Because you've said a lot of times where not
What's tall girl? I've never heard
Yeah, not because you're physically tall, but because you've said a lot of times you're smart.
Yeah.
You're educated, you have your own place that you've bought, and you're doing well for yourself. Do you think, because it said like a tall girl wants a taller guy physically, but also do you then think that affects like the way men perceive you as like they're intimidated, let's say, because you are a tall girl physically and also in life. So for them to come into your life, they could be like, do you know what? I don't think I can match the fact that she has a master's, she bought her own place, she's objectively good looking, and there's a lot of things that she has going on for herself that if I can't be the guy, and she won't need me for anything except for the love part. Do you think a lot of people could be like, I don't think I can match that, and I'm gonna stray away? That's tall girl syndrome, because you need a guy taller, let's say.
I went on a date like 3 weeks ago, and so before the date we were chatting, whatever, had the date, all good. Then I shared, after when the date was over, he asked me for my Instagram, so I gave him my Instagram, and I was in London that weekend, and it was for my friend's birthday, so there's going to be a lot of activity on my socials or whatever. So we went to dinner, a nice place, whatever. Then the next day he sends me a VN, and he was like, oh, he spent the night creeping on my Instagram, that he's like, oh, you're just so expensive and so glamorous that I don't know if I can live up to the lifestyle you portray.
Did you watch Love is Blind?
Yeah.
The season with Catherine, I think, and Freddie.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the similar situation. Yeah.
So I was like, because no one has ever called me expensive. I don't think I'm a lifestyle babe. Me personally, if you ask me, I don't think I am. Like, I don't even post like that.
But I was gonna say, I think it's because you don't post it, but when you do,
Yeah.
you're in Dubai or you're in London.
He brought up Dubai as well.
Yeah,
Weirdo.
I think it's when you
Weirdo.
I think it's when you do.
He brought it up as well. So I was so confused to hear the word expensive, because I'm like, it's not like I'm posting GLE on my story, or I'm posting Amen, or I'm posting Breaking Bag.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This guy, and I'm gonna say proudly because he's blocked now, so he's never gonna see this. This guy, so we went to somewhere for dinner in Knightsbridge, right? I posted a picture of the plates of my plate of food. This guy calls out my plate. He says he Googled the name of the restaurant that was on my plate.
Jeez, that's such a...
He checked the menu of where we were at and saw that the minimum spend was £95 per person. And he was like, wow, that's just so glamorous. He was like, is this like something you do on the regular? And I'm like...
Yeah. And do you think, okay...
So to answer your question,
yeah,
I personally would like someone that's taller than me, both literally and metaphorically. But as time has passed, I think there are certain things I don't mind.
Yeah, all right. You can finally use that spoon. If you've listened to Charlie, you know the callback. You can finally use a spoon, G.
There are certain things I don't mind.
Are you gonna say it, or are you gonna
overlooking? I'm never gonna use that word. There's certain things I don't mind overlooking.
What's changed?
What has changed? People have different journeys in life. You can't be so blind to other people's situations.
I don't know how to say certain things. But do you think is age a factor that because you're also getting older, you're...
What you say for me for?
No, I feel like I can be honest with Fiona. If it was a different guest.
Johnny saying 30 is knocking.
Because you said you like I have a few girlfriends that I talk to.
Yeah.
And sometimes they say, as age progresses, the list isn't listing like it was before.
The list isn't listing like it was in January. This is November. Let me be honest.
Her birthday was in September.
January's list and November's list is not the same list.
Oh, don't fucking kill me, man.
If I call in a spade, No, do you know what it is? I just think...
Right, so you can be 5'8" now, yeah?
Let's be respectful. I need to at least eye to eye. At least.
We came from 6 to eye to eye.
Yeah, eye level.
Oh, short kings are winning, yeah?
Someone's gonna DM Fiona after this. I've been waiting.
eye level.
Just
at
slide in.
least.
I'm 5'11".
Because he said I'm 5'7". I'll be back next year.
Do you know what? Ever since David told me, don't fall for potential, fall for patterns.
Yes.
My eyes
Amen.
have opened. So shout out to Pastor David for saying that to me. But no, it's not my fault. I'm so amazing. Like I can't help it.
No, again.
Yeah. Like I'm never
I'm
never gonna dim myself down to make a man feel better about himself. That's just not the person for me. If someone thinks I'm too expensive for them, go and look for a cheap girl. Simple as. If someone thinks, oh, I have too much accolades or I've done too much for myself, then go look for the person who hasn't. I feel like at the end of the day, whoever it is that I attract, whoever it is I end up being with, you should be comfortable in yourself enough. Then be comfortable in who I am.
Do you know, this reminds me of like, I don't know if you saw this clip. Some people get gassed, like Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey. Some people get gassed that I got her. I got Fiona, this or that. I got bam. But then, especially men, their egos can't take it.
That is a fool.
Yeah. He was like, oh, at the end of the day, did you see the clip?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you as men's egos, especially to be Nick, I always say it, to be as successful as Nick Cannon has been in surface.
Bro, you're 1% most places you go.
Your ego is massive. So he has a massive ego naturally to even be that successful. So what people happens is, like, even in your case with lesser scale, there'll be guys to be like, oh, tall girl syndrome. I finally I was able to get her. What happens over time is resentment grows because they feel it might not even be you making them feel like a man, less of a man. You're just doing your life. You're getting promotions at work. You're doing this. You're hosting this event. But what happens sometimes is their egos can't take it because a man has to feel like a man or whatever version of a man that they were taught to be. And for them, it could be like I have to be above. I have to be the one that's above. I can't be known as Mariah Carey's husband. Like,
well, see, my thing with that situation is she was Mariah Carey at the time.
But the thing
like,
is, I got
All
Mariah
I Want
Carey
for Christmas came out in '95.
Yeah, you know what
she
it
has
is?
been Mariah Carey.
You know what it is?
Top
It's like, I feel like as men, you're kind of told you're here to protect, provide, and all that kind of shit. If something goes wrong, look at me. We'll figure this out. I come up with a plan. We figure it out. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Obviously, generalizing heavily. Do you get what I mean? And it's almost like, as a man, not that you should be 2 steps ahead of your woman, but it's almost like a lot of things that can help you, guide you through. I've been here before. We've done this. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, like let's say we go somewhere we've never been before. Kind of like you said, you feel a bit of anxiety because you're going somewhere. You're thinking, where's the hospital? Where's this? Where's this? Where's this? Where's Simmons? Kind of like,
So, his uncle and his godfather are here. We're fine.
you'll be grand. And if something goes wrong, Jordan, what you fucking doing? Do you get what I'm saying? So then to be in a situation where at first you think it's calm, and then after a while, everywhere you go, for the most part, you're the man. You're the guy. You got the plan. Whatever.
You are
there
canon.
is nothing that he has probably experienced or is going to experience in his career or his life that she hasn't done already, and it starts being like, at what point can I provide? Can I do this? Can I do this? Because I feel like for men, a lot of the time, being loved isn't enough. You also want to feel needed. You want to feel like, oh, I'm protecting my household. I'm doing this. I'm doing this.
And that's okay.
And that's what's being fed to you from young. Like that's what's being fed to you from. You always got to do this. You're watching TV. Someone breaks into the house. Get up. Go check who it is. Do you get what I'm saying? Like all that shit really feeds into you, and then you're looking like, I actually can't provide for this woman. I can't do anything for her that she can't do for herself. What the fuck am I needed for?
And initially, the coup of getting Mariah Carey is exciting. Like as a man, I could be like, this is all I want for Christmas. Like I got her, and then the reality sets in.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Reality sets in that like
But
you're not that.
Isn't there this like conversation that men are happy to sit at home and the women do everything for them now?
I think they're lying.
I think that's lies for social media.
Yeah, because take it from me, Simi was not working for the majority of this year, and I was like, there was a one income household. It made me feel good.
He was gassed.
It made me feel good. It made me feel good knowing that I can look after my family, take them on holidays. Like it genuinely made me feel like I can do this. And it's for the first, I never knew what that feeling was until I did it. And once I've done it, I was like, oh, we've done this. I've looked after you guys. You guys were good. Now you're back to work. And even now, I'm like, I still take initiative. I still want that feeling. So I can imagine I always say today, just like millions of years of evolution, and we're just telling each other to forget. Like it's only in the last 30, 40 years, that 50 years maybe, that society has changed, that we're on equal footing. But men have traditionally lived as the providers. And when I finally got to experience that feeling, I was like, if I could do this forever and see, I would. But cost of living.
Question.
The cost of living.
Any providers out there, hit me up. I need to be provided for.
But the thing is, are you not fearful that like then it could turn into resentment? Because you do well for yourself. And I say this all the time, but you do well. Do you not feel like that Mariah Carey and the kind of thing again might happen? That the guy could be like, she's done well for herself, master. She bought a house and they gas her to get the trophy. But then when they realize like, yo, this girl doesn't actually need me for anything. I just have to provide love in this house. And some men, for them, providing love is not enough for them.
I have a question for you. Yeah. You know when Simi, that first week that Simi went back to work and just come home tired and complaining about work, did you feel away?
Nah, not really though.
Oh,
but I was tired as well. That was
There's that we're in this together.
No, the first week I made sure I was on feeks because I wanted her to just focus on work. So like my intention was like taking him to my mom's and all that. So I just
Is she back full time?
Yeah.
Damn.
So she's in office full time.
Ooh.
Now, at least I get a couple of days at home. Even those days I'm working from home, I still go to my mom's. I say take care of your grandchild. I'm going upstairs and I'm working.
It sounds so nice having like family around to help with the kids.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'll give about parenthood. Only thing, use your village. Don't use that village because you will get tired and you will wear out. Like, say it goes away on weekends. You know what I do? Drop the kid off this. Stay out. And I'm grateful to have a village because some people don't have this reality. Like, she's working with people that are from Brazil and they're on their second kid. And the woman has to stop working completely because childcare for two is basically more than one person's salary. So you might as well not work.
It's not working.
Yeah, you might as well not work and just take care of your children yourself. So we're in a very privileged and lucky situation to be in. But yeah, that was good to hear because I kind of imagined that. Like, yeah, some guys Chris was telling his sister, he was saying like, look, some men, they're gonna go to your Instagram, look at your highlights, look at the holiday you've been on. If they can't afford,
I never actually used to do highlights.
Yeah,
but obviously I went to Dubai for my birthday, so I wanted to go back and reminisce or whatever. But now because of what that guy said, every single trip
Fiona, you can't
is getting it's getting highlighted.
Oh, okay,
It's getting highlighted.
That's good.
If you like, you can think I'm the most expensive person. I don't care.
Yeah, that's good.
Like,
hire the buyer hire the buyer.
Yeah,
meet the buyer
because that's actually ridiculous.
No, that's good. Because I remember on Where's Your Head At last time you were on, you said you didn't want to claim the scene because a man said, "Oh, you're really outside like that." And now you didn't want to claim the scene again because of what a man said. I heard it and I was like, you shouldn't do that. You should double down. So yeah.
I'm doubling down.
Yeah.
I'm doubling down now because really, you actually cannot please people.
Oh, facts.
Oh yeah.
Like, not that I live my life for other people, because if I did, there would be things I'd have done differently. But just do you. People say what they want to say. At the end of the day, your happiness is what matters. Yeah. Your relationship with God is what matters. And
now you're here. Let's talk about the big awards. Are you,
do I want to talk about that?
Are you not running that back this year?
I am.
Why are you doing differently this year than previous years?
Just to be continued, leave it there if you want.
What do you mean? What am I doing different? Like
in terms of the event, how's it going to be different this year than the different years?
Well, it's back in Dublin this year. It wasn't in Dublin last year. What are we doing differently?
Can I be honest about it? It seems like it's been very quiet like this time around.
Do you know
maybe my algorithm.
No, it's not your algorithm. I did have a conversation with, my yoga. And I said to him, I was like... and I said to him, I was like, do we have the right environment for it this year? Because me personally, I haven't really seen things in the last 12 months. Personally, this is me.
We'll be saying this.
Me as well.
Like,
there's been maybe two, Travis and Els and the girls for my algorithm.
Yeah,
those are the ones
that to me flew. Personally. Like,
and Rashida at the Olympics.
Yeah,
apart from that,
Rashida's been winning that category since day dot.
Yeah.
So apart from that, I think
because that's how I viewed it. I was like, it seems like it's lost some momentum this year.
Yeah,
and I think. As a total, again, the part because I don't see everything in the scene. I don't see what the educators are doing, etc. I don't see it. It's on my algorithm. The part that I'm preview to has been very quiet this year. There's one or two standouts, like I said, GTG and maybe Travis and Els. Yeah, they got #1 album. There's been one or two standouts, but in terms of depth of like people doing good things, we don't have the depth as maybe we did 2 years ago. It's kind of like. I remember 2 years ago, Stella and Officer were having that kind of run, and then Where's Your Head At, If I Speak, and those were kind of like coming up. There was within the creative side, anyways. Even Dami being on Love Island, Victor Alfred has even kind of. I'm not seeing as much skits. I'm just being honest about what I'm seeing.
Everything seems quiet.
Yeah, so because I've said to Dej,
Because people are getting married. That's why.
come on. I said to Dej, I was like, Dej, are they even gonna, before you guys announced, I said to Dej, I said, are they even gonna run it this year? Because I don't see a reason for them to run it this year. And then you guys announced literally that week.
No,
Literally that week.
So I think personally that what would give this event its credibility and its longevity is, even if it's the quietest of years, still run it, because it's something that you want to be bigger than you.
Yes.
We want it to be bigger than what's currently happening now. We shouldn't just celebrate when things are loud. We should celebrate annually for the celebration purposes. I agree
so
with that. That's why we're
running
it. It is actually like organizations and stuff have really like picked it up, and they're all like down. Like RT is doing it again.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't something RT thought was worth it, like they wouldn't have partnered with us again. We have some really cool people, like organizations sponsoring, like Google is sponsoring, Deloitte is like big names and stuff. So
The wrong year to win.
so like I personally believe it's actually probably going to be the best one yet.
Okay.
It's just, I think there'll be a little bit of a different angle, if I can say that, because like you said, it has been quiet in the scene, but that doesn't mean we should ignore what people have done.
Yeah, so because some people have done great things.
And lucky enough, the awards year actually runs from October 23 to October 24. So if whoever was active in the last quarter of last year, you can still be eligible.
No, I agree. I always said the same thing for years. I was like, despite my personal feelings and how I feel about it, it's always good to have a place where we can go and be celebrated and be given an award, because some of us will never win an award for these creative endeavors that we're doing. We'll never even be nominated for a creative endeavor.
Exactly.
So to even have a space or room to be celebrated, I think whatever people feel about it, it's a net positive.
Actually, can I speak on that for a second? So I am in no way anybody's defender, but I feel sometimes that the negative publicity or comments or commentary, that's the word, the negative commentary that the organization, its leader, and the event gets is really unwarranted.
Yeah.
Like,
speaking of a certain clip, we can...
Let's speak on it. No, there's a certain clip, and literally in the last week, somebody posted something about certain communities being made for certain people, but not representing those people. Now, the person said that they weren't speaking exactly about that thing, but people decided to align that specific community to what they said. Whether the author intended that or not, that's their personal decision. But I just feel like sometimes, especially Mayoga, well, he's not Mayoga, but Dioga.
Yeah.
He gets like a lot of stick. And I just don't think it's fair. Like that clip, I'm not going to lie, I watched it and I was like, this is not nice. Like, it's actually, what's that thing they used to teach us in school? Cyberbullying. It gets to a point that you're actually cyberbullying somebody, in my personal opinion. Because, fair enough, you want to speak on his name, but to attach his picture, like, I just felt like that wasn't nice. Because aside from the organization, he actually has like a 9-to-5. That people, if anyone was to Google his name, all the organization stuff comes up. But if they wanted to go into a deep rabbit hole, that clip will come up and they could see that allegedly he's eating money from an organization. And, it could like lead into like a series of negative things or perceptions about him outside of the organization. And to be honest, why am I even defending anybody? What's my business?
No.
I think because we were talking about it, I'm just it just came to my head.
And sometimes it's not even about defending the person. It's about defending how the actions of, like, it could have been anybody in this position.
Yeah.
When you see something that you don't deem as nice, it's nice to speak about it. No, it's not even about defending him. It's just about what's happening to the organization. But
like, I get
the head, I guess. Yeah.
I get people don't understand the depth of what it's supposed to be. Me personally, sometimes I don't either. Let me not lie to you people. But I just feel like people always say, oh, I don't feel represented. I don't feel this. I don't feel that. Okay, then go and start your own and do it.
Yeah.
And represent people.
Yeah, but people like to complain.
Yeah,
Like
we
no
read a
matter
bitch
what.
in our group chats.
Yeah. like I think that's the main part. No matter what happens, somebody's not going to be happy.
Yeah.
And it's one of those ones like, oh, you're not representing me, but like, what does representing you really look like? Like, some people just want to be there. You know, sometimes like some people hate from outside the club.
You want to do hashtag
invites.
You want to be there.
Hashtag invites.
But that's actually just really what it is.
Yeah.
Like, we have seen it over the past 2 years. The 0207 Def Jam thing. Some people didn't get invited. Problem. Burna Boy's listening party. Some people didn't get invited. Problem. There's always going to be a problem.
People just want to look like they find out the space that look cool in their eyes, then they have a problem. Because I think I've said this to you. I said I'm surprised he hasn't taken his ball and went home. Because I'm sensitive. If I was,
I would have been in that group chat saying, Jordan, stink his phone.
if I was objective to that level of criticism, I'll shut down the organization. I'm not.
No,
I'm not
dead ass.
So, okay, I'm not representing you. I'm giving you guys an award show and sometimes we run these cool events. I'm still whatever you guys think representing you looks like. I'm trying, but you guys are still slandering me. I'm too sensitive.
Like
for
when
that.
I
I'll
seen
shut down
the
organization.
I seen the conversation about how are we gonna let a mixed race man represent black people. I'm just like, okay, but the black men, are they doing anything?
Technically, if there was someone that's supposed to represent black and Irish,
he's right. No, because that's the only thing I'm like. I'm surprised that he's actually persisted with it. It's for this long, taking all that criticism. Because me,
yeah, but like,
fuck all of this.
Remember,
I'll say, just take it. But
remember what we said? There's so many different genres of black. You can't represent everybody.
Yeah.
Like, but I think once you put that title on something, everybody is like, I identify as that. And if you're not doing something directly for me, like some people that
say it.
Not about the clip, but some people that may have only dropped an episode of a podcast now is talking about why am I not getting invited, bro. You haven't done enough.
Yeah.
Like, you just got here.
One song per year. They say, why am I not nominated?
Do you get what I'm saying?
And they tell them you should have got your friends to nominate you.
Bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that people don't also do. I get like some of the criticism is fair on the organization. I always hate personal when people start attacking the personal.
Yeah.
You can say what you want on Charge It, and you can say people have said what they want on the titles that we've named, the episodes, clips. I never hold that against people personally. When you start talking about me and my family and my friends, then I'm kind of like, that's a bit icky. So for you, like, for example, putting his picture, it's kind of making it a little bit personal, even though you are the face of the organization. Where that's not something you had. It didn't have to be done that way. It kind of attaches and it lives a sour taste. Because the thing about Ireland is we are going to see each other.
But the thing is, I don't think, the
criticism.
The podcast host had ill intentions towards the yoga.
Yeah.
All this speaking in code is giving me a dick.
Yeah,
I don't want to be naming
Put
people's
names
names.
on bullets.
That's the same thing that person said. Only thing is, I love Goody so much. Like, Goody, if I could create a category just for Goody for these awards, I would fully do it just so he can win. But no, Goody is such a great person. But I don't think Goody meant any like harm. Actually, I don't know. I'd like to believe he didn't mean any harm by what it did, but it's just the results of it. Like, it's just wasn't
You know what it is?
fair.
I think what's called, because like I've come on here and criticized them a lot of the times, but it's never personal.
Yeah.
That if once you start saying somebody's lining their pockets and like putting their picture, it becomes personal, and that's what it is. I think the criticism is always allowed, but it's the way you criticize. Yeah. Like, you can say a footballer, oh, you didn't play well, blah blah, but start now calling me arrogant and stuck up and all of this is like,
yeah,
you don't know me.
You're a character assassination. And I also think with the awards, it's like from the conversations I'm having outside, anyways. That's all. It seems like a lot of people are not really keen to go. And to your point earlier,
yeah, noticing that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous now.
Yeah, to your point earlier, it's like even to give this legitimacy. Yeah, for example, Jay-Z and Kanye said ages ago they used to always go to the Grammys, but the BET Awards, the biggest stars in that, will not show. Mm-hmm. So how do you then legitimize your own award if your biggest names are going to the white? So I still think it's like a thing that even if you didn't have the best year on, you're a prominent face within our culture or whatever. Yeah. Still show face, go take your picture and be there. I understand those types of nights are not for everybody, but it's easy for people to, it's the year that it pained everybody that they weren't there is because Dammy was there, Raise Your Head Up was there. Everybody looked at that and they were like,
Oh, the scene
Oh
is here.
shit!
That was a nice year.
Yeah, I know.
That,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
slap.
that's still my favorite one.
Same, I was there.
That one.
Well, now I think like looking at it, if we start not having, I don't know how to say, like not the big as the name, like the Dami Hopes are not there anymore. And the
Yeah.
conference if those people stop going, people from the outside are gonna look at it as like, oh, does this even?
But they
hold the same
can't, like,
cachet?
people like that can't be coming every year though. I feel like with anything in general, you make it what you want it to be. So if you want it to be an amazing night out, you go with the intention of, I'm going to have an amazing night out regardless of who's there or if I win or if I don't win. I feel like the bottom line of the event is we're able to gather a lot of people in the same room who ordinarily won't be together.
Yeah.
To either network, to meet each other, to have a free dinner, enjoy some music and go home. At the end of the day, like, we're there to celebrate what it is to be in this community, because if we don't celebrate ourselves, who's going to celebrate us?
Yeah.
That's just my bottom line of the event as a whole. Like, I don't care who's nominated for dot, I don't care who wins blah. At the end of the day, we're all there to be together and show people that, okay, we're a hero. If you don't want to acknowledge us, we'll acknowledge ourselves.
Yeah.
And until we get the acknowledgement, we'll do it for ourselves. And even when we still get the acknowledgement, we'll do it for ourselves regardless. Because if I was a nominee or a potential nominee, it would mean more to me that my own community is celebrating me rather than a bunch of people who don't look like me, who don't sound like me, who don't know my background, don't know my experiences, don't know what I go through on a daily basis. Like, for all I know, I could be there to tick a box on your diversity list. That's why you're giving it to me. But if my own people do it, it's like, okay, you actually acknowledge what I'm doing and you respect it. That's my...
Yeah, so I came before the pod. I came with a kind of the narrative of like, look, maybe it was I didn't really see the point for as much point for it this year, but you kind of changed my mind, saying like, regardless of highs and lows, peaks and valleys, we should still be celebrated year in year out. I agree.
I'll be so vexed if this was my year to win it, but because everyone was silent this year, it's not happening. I'm vexed.
No, they said you only won it because nobody else did anything.
Yeah, but you gotta tell those people. Do you have one?
So you only won it
If you don't have one, don't chat.
came from outside of the
Where's
club.
you guys' trophy?
It's in my car. No, Fiona, listen. I'm building this thing for my house. My thing. I'm not gonna be true. No, you know what that TV, the amount, like, I'll show you after. I'm building it. It's gonna be like a paneling and everything. I'm gonna put it there. Where I had a podcast of the year 2023. Right now, to my car. Do you want to see it?
Okay.
Bro, she give them out. She didn't see it.
No, but yeah, shout out Black and Irish. Though, keep doing your thing. We can't stop now. We still need a place to be celebrated. But I think that's all I had on the dock. If you know anything else you want to talk about,
do we have time?
yeah, of course.
Are you sure?
Whatever you want to
I
chat.
don't.
Okay, I want to talk about that tweet.
What tweet?
Oh,
Eddie's
be like my
tweet.
wife.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I was triggered.
What triggered you about the tweet? Should we read the tweet out and
Yeah.
then see what triggered you about the
Did you guys talk about it last week? Because I don't want to.
No, we talked about like 2 weeks ago. But you can talk about it from your perspective.
Okay. Because why was I triggered? I don't know if triggered is actually the right word.
Well,
Actually, no, I was triggered until I saw her race.
we saw.
Oh, we saw.
Until I saw her race.
But what triggered you about the tweet initially? The tweet says, "Young lady, do not waste the most fertile of your life pursuing a master's," or something like that.
Yeah.
Be like. Then he did another tweet after. It says, "Be like my wife. She married young, debt free, no tattoo, and a virgin."
Because I'm none of the above. That's what triggered me.
Okay, then what changed when you saw her wife? Why did that change? Because the message still stands.
Doesn't count.
So wait.
No, I don't believe in interracial relationships.
Oh, Dr. Umar thinks.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Why do you not believe in interracial relationships?
I just don't think I feel like you're just always going to go back home. So enjoy your time outside. And when you're ready to come home, you come home.
No, wait. You don't believe in interracial marriages or relationships?
Relationships, marriages, interracial, anything.
What do you think it says about the men then in or women in interracial situations?
I just feel there's a level of like self-hate.
Oh, you think it's self-hate?
To a tiny bit. Like, don't get me wrong, you can fall in love with whoever you want to fall in love with.
Yeah.
Race does not matter. Well, actually, that's a lie. Race does not dictate who you end up having feelings for. But me, personally speaking, I cannot catch feelings for someone that's not black. Personally. Because I want to be able to see myself in you. And unfortunately, being able to see myself in you means being able to see my race in you, because we will have similar backgrounds, similar upbringings, similar values.
I fully understand. I married a black woman. A lot of my critics did not. so
Damn.
I fully understand. Have a little black son. I get it. I understand. But one question for you then, like, is right now, yeah. If you've met someone, yeah, like, if they're white, they completely barrier.
Can't happen.
Jeez. And do you have any of your girlfriends? Do they ever indulge with the white man?
Yeah, Oin.
Okay. Fair enough. I can laugh.
Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said her name. Sorry, I love you.
But don't they just tell you?
But I never take her seriously.
Don't they tell you, I just experienced the person and that's all?
Yeah, which I understand, because that's how people, experience a person, and they get into, same-sex relationships as well, because it's not, some people are like, it's actual person, not the box that the person comes in.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the content, not the
No, I understand.
packaging.
It just can't be me.
But me, packaging matters before the context.
Fair enough.
I'd rather like the packaging first, then I can look inside what's the package. I don't want to know what's inside the package before considering the package.
So you can't do Love is Blind.
I saw Fiona said, "You're rich. Why are you on Love is Blind?"
No, but why are you on Love is Blind? Why?
Because he wants people to love him not for the money.
Okay, but yeah, he kept talking about the money.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
He did. He
kept talking about the money.
He kept talking. Don't lead, because men lead with wealth, and then they're shocked that the people are attracted to the wealth. So you led with the wealth, and now you're surprised that people are attracted to the wealth.
If you know your most valuable assets,
Yeah.
what is the forefront?
What do you like men to lead with? Wealth, yeah.
Ideally. But, wealth isn't the be all. Let me not lie to myself. Wealth,
It helps a lot.
it's a great benefit. It is a fantastic benefit. But a man can't be stinky rich and still be beating you. So it's just a great benefit to have.
I want to say it is like the wealthy men, yeah, also are the men with the most options, because they have the one asset that a lot of women.
Do you know what my uncle said to me? So my uncle, I'm very close to him. There's like 10 years between us.
Yes, you've talked about him before, yeah.
Yeah. He's actually married next year, finally. He
Does he say the same to you?
Oh, do you know what? Ever since he announced he's getting married, because in our family on my dad's side, funny enough, my dad's side is actually the side I'm close to. Everyone always talks bad about the dad's side.
Your side is bad vibes.
No, my side is great. Because Simi was always saying this. Because do you know what she was saying? She says, "I have a son. I'm gonna be the dad side of the family."
Yeah, no, I'm really close.
Side of the family.
I'm really close to my dad's side. So in my family, it was always my uncle and then me next. So now that he's going down that path, I'm the one that's next. Amen. So my uncle decided now to create a group chat with me, him, and 3 of his boys to give me advice on how to get a man.
Hey, do you know what
Do you
they
know?
said?
Can I
Said
play
you've had this long?
Can I play the voice note?
Yes. They said you've had this long. You've not brought anybody home. Let's help you.
Let's coach you. Let's coach you.
No, guys, I'm actually going to play you the welcome voice note so you can see how bizarre my family is. Okay.
Nah, that's actually wild. My aunt put me in a group chat. It's like, how to find a wife.
The player,
soon. Did you forget to 33? I'm doing it.
the group chat is called The Wise Men, in brackets, Player 101 class.
Okay, let's go.
Good morning, everyone. Sure, everybody's still asleep based on the time zone. I set up this group because of our niece, or the Fiona. She needs wisdom and guidance from our uncles. I've reached out to quite a few of you before adding into this group. So I will mention those who are in the group. I'll start from the other statement here.
Okay, I'm not going to announce people's governments, but yeah, that's the group chat I'm in to get me married.
Have they seen any suitable? Have they sent any suitable?
No, what they do, they send me videos saying that I should lower my standards because No.
But to be fair, the height has lowered. So
Equally yoked.
Yeah.
Now, a yoke is what you put on animals, or ox or donkey, two or more, so they can move or pull together, work together. Now, one of them must be dominant and the other submissive. If they are both dominant, one could be pulling to the left and the other to the right, which wouldn't work. It's not uniformed. If one of them has a bad left foot, the other must have strong left foot. So their differences must complement themselves. So it's the same thing with relationships, romantic and business relationship. If you are good at negotiation and speaking, pick a partner in business that is good at accounting and paperwork. You know, the same thing with relationship. If you're good at, if you have a lot of money, but you don't know how to manage them, pick a partner that knows how to manage money. If you're not very good in educational stuff, be with someone that is good at it so they can upgrade you in that while you upgrade them in something else. That is what it means to be equally yoked. It doesn't mean that you guys vibe well and you guys have the same energy and you guys, you know, it means that your differences complement themselves.
Got a fantastic point, to be fair.
he's cooking. As a help though, as a
I'm still single.
Wait. How long did it take you to mute the group chat? How long did it take you to mute the group chat?
Once I heard that voice note. This is my first time clicking that video.
But yeah, back to the point. It's like the wealthy men
Oh yes.
are the men with the with the all. What they'll say, because that's the thing.
With the
women value.
options.
They have the one with the options. Yeah. So then, is there anything that you do to separate you from the rest, or is it just gonna be like, I'm gonna be me, and the wealthy men, this is will be attracted here? Because it's like, so it's a game. They say, how's the streets out there? Everybody's playing game. You have to do what kind of like separate men. They do wealth because they think that's what women are attracted to. So they're gonna accumulate the wealth. Other women lead with looks because that's what men are attracted to, and they try to do things that separate them apart. But my question is like, what are you doing, Fiona, to kind of be like?
I'm just being me. I don't know. I'm just being me. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I'm being me. I think right now what I'm trying to do, and I don't even know if it will separate me, but it's from my own personal self. I'm just trying to develop my relationship with God. I'm not even trying to do it to be like set apart or like, oh, marry me because I'll be praying for you all throughout the night. I won't be doing that. But just from my personal self, I feel like I genuinely believe that if you are good where you are at, whoever is for you or whatever is for you, it won't pass you.
And there's a pressure for you now because you're in a group chat. Your mom's probably talking to you.
I don't care about that group chat.
Yeah, I know, but like I just meant in general. And then you're seeing loads of, because I think I asked this to Deji when it was happening as well. You're seeing loads of engagement. People are getting married. Is there a level of like when you told me you're in a group chat that this?
I'm in a group chat called "When Will You Marry?" So there's 4 of us that are all single in the group chat. Whenever someone gets engaged, we post inside the group chats.
I do that as well to this voice.
Saying, what's going on, guys?
Nobody has moved. I've done it all year.
Saying, what's going on, guys?
Is there like external pressure that you're feeling?
I don't think it's pressure. It's just like reality is dawning, like, okay, this is the next phase of life. Because like, I would say proudly, how many of you are going to last? Like really and truly. And it's not that I'm wishing bad on anybody. I'm not.
Everybody's marriage should prosper.
If that's the will of God.
Yes.
But
Statistics wise,
like 50%. Like, you know, I just feel like I'd want to do it right. I don't want to do it just because everybody's doing it. Because some people are clearly doing it because everybody else is doing it.
To knack.
Or they're doing it to knack. Or they're doing it because they got pregnant. Or they're doing it for papers. So, me, none of the above relates to me.
What's the right reason for you though? Just love?
love is not enough.
Yeah,
Baby, thank you.
So you said to knack for papers, pregnancy, and not all the right reasons. What makes sense?
Why would I get married?
Yeah.
Companionship.
Okay. Because you did say last year living by yourself.
Yeah.
And now you've done another year.
Yeah.
By yourself.
I think, honestly, it's companionship. I think it's a thing of, you know, it's winter, it's cold. Not that I need to marry for companionship, but just to have that forever. ideally
someone to
forever.
build a life with.
Yeah, just that's why I'd get married. I'd get married because I'd want my own person and we can do life together.
Why'd you get married?
Oh,
That's kind of like the similar. I was conflicted. I've said this before. I get to an age now, and I ask myself, am I doing things because I was taught to do these things, or am I doing things because I like this is what I want? Because we're so conditioned. And I finished uni and everything. I was like, what's the next step? And I was just thinking like 5 years at a time, and I was like, what do I want to get married because I want to get married, or do I want to get married because this is something, or because I was told to get married and this is the next step now that you finished college and you've saved enough for a mortgage, or just next step? You have to sit with myself and I said, okay, why do I want to get married? And it was a thing of like, I want to build life with someone and I want to have a family and I want a family unit. And I obviously I loved her, so I do love her.
I have a question before I forget to my head. Just going back to Eddie's tweet. See the way he said women should not do this, da 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 da. Is that a thing that actually matters to men? Not that I care. I just generally want to get like people's opinions.
Women should not have a master. Like don't have a master's, be debt free, whatever. The men I talk to, we've never ever said this as a red. Like your friendship group, like that's more of a red flag than you having a master's, tattoos and all that stuff.
Does Eddie have
what?
Does Eddie have a degree?
He said on the live he did.
I just want to know.
He said on the live he did. No, those things, the men I talk to, nobody. I don't know about you. Nobody has ever brought up the fact that like, debt free, tattoo, has a master, so I'm not gonna date her in my life. Like the whole friends, like I don't like her group of friends. That's actually more of a reason that a man might not fuck with a woman.
I think it just goes back to, it just boils down to the kind of thing again. Like, because I was having a conversation with one of the boys and he was saying that one of the uncles were telling him like, yo, like don't let your woman shine too much, blah 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 blah. But I think it's because instead of constantly growing themselves, they get to a point where they stop growing, and it's like you can see your babes is still doing well, she's getting this, and now she outgrows you, and then it's like
now you hate your wife. You're resentful.
Low key, and it's like it's like you don't feel like the dominant person again. Like you're not the one that is like, oh, let's do this, or she has questions and she's asking things that you've never been in these situations before. You don't know how to shake a move and all this kind of shit. So it's kind of like, I think it's one of those things of stopping them from growing so you can constantly stay ahead. Yeah. And then I feel like with men, a lot of the times if you get to a certain point, you just kind of start chilling. Yeah. And you stop growing. Like,
instead of growing yourself, you don't want to stunt their growth.
Yeah.
Instead of just they're gonna grow, which asks you to level up. I'd rather just.
Is that something that happens now, or that was our parents' generation?
I think it happens now.
I think it still happens now.
I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was with somebody for a while, and when they got together, he was this person or whatever, probably a couple steps ahead of her and everything, and then she just kept going, and she started looking at him like, I don't really feel like you've grown anymore. I don't think you have anything to teach me anymore, and it ended.
Yeah, I've not me, but my wife had a friend, and it was the same situation. Got cut in college, school, whatever. She kept elevating, and she was like, "What are you doing here? Like, what's your?" And the progression wasn't the same for him. Eventually, it broke down because to the voice note, equally yoked. to the voice note, equally yoked. And I think some men get intimidated by that. Men, especially men, because I know people, the ego thing and the pride thing, people turn as a negative. I definitely do believe as a man, you need a bit of ego and pride. You need to stand up sometimes. Like you just can't and we live in also a LinkedIn generation. Everybody's one message away from that next tax bracket. Yeah. So you just can't be. You have to have discernment and understanding how the world works today. Yeah. That today it could be your wife that they hit her on LinkedIn saying like, "Yo, we have this 100K job." Next week it could be you, and it just ebbs and flows. You just can't. Your ego. Maybe that's why I tell myself. So when I'm in that situation, I know how to maneuver. Like Simi could just be hit up on LinkedIn today and she's flying, and then I making less than her, and then next time it might be me. But I don't think a lot of men have understood that's how the world works today.
I think also it's because like when you start getting to certain places, like even in your life, your environment has probably changed, people you're around, things you're listening to, and you start looking at people that are like, bro, I really admire your ambition, I really admire this, and then you go home to a bomb. You just start looking like,
that's like a Tyler Perry movie. She starts sleeping with her boss because like the guy was not doing as well as her boss, and she found it like,
oh, she got AIDS. Did she get AIDS?
Yeah. Tyler Perry, of course, Tyler Perry. He ends with AIDS all the time with that guy.
I really do think a lot of the sometimes that's what it is. Like at the end of the day, you want to. I feel like you want to be inspired by your partner.
You do.
You want to see that ambition in their eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you feel like?
I think women want to be led. I really do.
I want to be led for sure.
Living with, living with like Simi last 3 years. I see it now. Every single decision. If I tell my wife like she could tell me something as simple as she'll be in Tesco. So there's 3 for 10. So chicken, hot, whatever. She'll call me.
What should I?
Yeah. If I tell her get these two and not that one, that's what we're getting.
Literally.
Like, that's what. And at first I used to be like, why just pick? Then why call you an adult?
Yeah.
Then I understood. I'm like, oh, she values what my opinion. She values what I say. It's not a thing that she can't make that decision. She can make that decision, of course. But it's like, oh,
is Simi firstborn?
Firstborn as well.
Yeah.
So she calls me. She's like, I saw nappies on deal. I saw nappies. There's an offer on nappies. Should I buy it? My brain would be like, oh, offer on nappies. Of course I'm gonna buy it. But she would always call me, and I understood. I was like, this woman. She's like, Joe. I was talking to Joe about it. It's like, yeah, because they want to be led. They've seen their moms being led, so now they want to be led, and they value your opinion. It's like, I used to be scared saying like, what if I make a wrong decision? Like, what if I say something wrong? But Joe told me, he's like, look at your life. You made a series of decisions, and it led you to where you are today. So don't you trust your own decision making? And so she trusts your decision making. So that's why she's doing it. It got me. I was like, okay, class. But I understand. That's why I feel like, oh, women want to be led.
But that goes back to the point. You've got to be ahead to lead. So you're gonna need to stay ahead of your woman to lead.
Do you agree? You're a woman here. I love speaking for women on this podcast.
I know.
When I say stay ahead, it's not just financially or whatever. You've got to stay ahead.
I'm not going to speak for all women, but for me personally, I would love to be with someone that I can turn my brain off around. And if my brain is off, your own brain is off. Where are we going to?
Send me on holidays. No stress.
Where are we going to?
Where's the car?
So yeah, I do agree, because how can you lead if like no one leads from behind? You lead from the front. It's
so do you then understand the perspective that why men want to stunt their women's growth because they still want to be ahead so they can lead?
I understand, but I feel that shows the type of character of the man. If he wants to stunt someone's growth, clearly he doesn't want better for himself. I feel like as human beings, relationship, whatever it is, you should always want better for yourself. And better doesn't always equal 100K. Better can literally be like, as I am right now, yeah, if I get in a relationship, amazing. But I think areas that I could be led in definitely is my emotional capacity. I'm not that intelligent emotionally.
Oh, God, is that accountability?
No, I got to sleep yesterday.
This brings me to I've been thinking about this shit all fucking week.
I've never heard a woman say that line. I thought they're emotional because they love leading with that emotional thing.
What's your question?
As an adult, is it better to have emotional intelligence or be able to regulate your emotions?
What's the difference?
The difference is emotional intelligence is being able to understand I feel this way and I might feel this way because of X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Emotional regulation is I feel angry, but I'm not going to go off the rails. Like you see when certain things happen and you're about to, you put your phone down and say, growth, be humble.
I text you. I saw this on the timeline. I'm going to text you how I feel. Yeah.
That's regulation.
Yeah. Because I still feel I think as an adult, it's being emotionally volatile as an adult, you can't do that. You just can't be, I feel this way, so I'm going to act this way because I feel this way. Because there is consequences to how you feel. And my thing is, if I was single, if it was just me, I will act on it, but I don't want to embarrass you. I don't want to embarrass my wife because I don't want it to be like, oh, look at what Simi's husband is doing on the timeline.
And they will say so.
100%.
Don't you have a kid?
100%. So because
they always say, Jordan, say Simi's husband. That makes it deeper. Because you're attaching it to so.
See, because I know that I don't want to, and I know Simi will die of shame. I don't want to. I don't want to embarrass her, so I'm better at regulating my emotion. And doesn't mean I sit with it. I'll text you. I'll text the boys. I'll say like, so yo, this is on my timeline. It's pissed me off. But that's it. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'll say if this was 2016, I'll have a back and forth. But it's a 31-year-old dad. I can't really be on Twitter.
Back to my point.
Back and forth. So I think it's better to have emotion, maybe regulation. Is that what you call it? Regulate how you feel. Doesn't mean don't feel what you feel or bury your feelings. Know how to react on those feelings because the older you get, you just don't represent yourself. I represent you. Whatever we say, like I always tell you, you don't want to say, Deji, your podcast partner is what? Like, I represent you. I represent my wife. So there's certain things that like I have to. You know me. I don't bury my emotions. I feel how I feel, and I'll express it. It's just how I am. But I just don't think how I deal with it has to be different. I can't be the clown show on the timeline for everybody. Again,
because I've been seeing a lot recently of people that I don't think you're regulating your shit.
Yeah.
And it's one of those situations where it's like at 15, 16, 17, it's calm. Nobody really knows how to regulate their shit. But it's like the older you get, the more impactful this becomes, and it really starts showing you as a character, and like it starts fucking up certain things that you don't even know that it might be fucking up. Like imagine there's a girl that's on you and she sees you tweeting on the timeline about beefing with somebody. Now she's getting it.
On the timeline, yeah, they've argued with women. I argue with them about ball, about music. When sometimes I see people go back and forth.
Even that arguing about ball, I won't lie. I won't lie. Those players don't know your name. Why are you arguing about
Fiona, that's
them?
My team,
Oh no!
That's why I have
like
to defend
when
them.
I see you people get so vexed because Arsenal lost, United lost. I'm just like, is it putting money in your pockets?
But I will say the female version of that is why are you in the space talking about Real Housewives?
Okay, I can't relate to that because I don't watch Real Housewives.
You say why you're Cardi B space at 12 o'clock.
I can't relate to that. The most I do is I'm on Goodies Live at 11 p.m. That one, if you want to ask me about that one, no problem.
No, yeah, but what? Back to you guys, because you said you realized you're not emotionally as intelligent as you want to be.
Yeah.
What made you realize that? Because I don't hear it. Women always say they're emotionally intelligent 90% of the time.
Must be nice.
King of emotions.
Yeah. So what made you realize that maybe I'm not as emotionally intelligent as I think I am? Or
I think it's just hindsight. Like certain situations that I've been in, when I look back on it, I'm like, I could have handled that better. Or I could have done that better. I think that's what it is.
How do you deal with your emotions now? Like, do you know how I say, like, I will still let it out, but maybe not in a way that's detrimental to me.
Honestly, and I don't want to be a cliche, I actually pray.
My mom does that. So.
Yeah, I don't want to be a cliche, but I pray. I pray or I journal, or my drafts is very long. My drafts.
Them notes apps.
Yeah. My notes app, my drafts. Yeah. Those 3 ways. But I feel like there's no such thing as a perfect person. Mm-hmm. And I'm so blessed that I've been able to achieve X amount of things or been able to get into certain positions. But I feel like my small downfall is my emotional intelligence.
What about you, Dej? In terms of regulation and emotions, how do you? Because when we first started, it was a thing that you would just say, "Hey, we move." And I remember saying it to you. I'm like, I don't think that's healthy, bro. But then you were like, yeah, but I can function. So who cares? So has that changed in how you? Because right now, to me personally, our relationship dynamic has obviously changed. I feel like you talk more.
Yeah.
Like that's from where we started. Even just random conversations about what's happening at work. I would have never gotten that out of you before. But now it happens. Like even on our personal. So how do you feel like you deal with stuff?
I think I used to just shut down.
Yes.
So
yes.
I just shut down and ignore everybody. Bro.
I know. Yeah. The podcast fell because of this. What's
good? I think certain things would make me a lot more volatile and trigger me a lot more. So I just kind of cut those things out. And I think being back in the gym just helps.
Gym does wonders.
Yeah.
It does wonders.
Yeah, your journey. Fair play to you. How many kgs did you drop again?
10.8.
What led to that journey? Just talking about the gym now.
I came back as a ball from Nigeria. There was one particular week I was eating pound and jam twice a day.
Jesus.
I came back. My mom said, "What happened to you?"
Aunties have no face.
My mom was like, "I can tell you enjoyed yourself, but what is going on?" No, there's a picture of me and Jen. My face is just so like, oh, ick. But I just came back and I was the heaviest I've ever been. And I was like, I have Dubai in 4 months. I need to be naked on that yacht. So I'm like, get in the gym, eat right, and we did it.
How are you so consistent?
I was literally about to say, what I find about you is you seem to be very disciplined. How does that come about?
I am committed and accountable to the money I paid for things. So with the gym, I was accountable to the money I paid Yemi.
Where the money
And
resides.
honestly, I have a little bit of a praise kink. So when people tell me, "Oh, you're doing well," or "Great job,"
Words of affirmation, is that your love language?
it used to be. It used to be.
Still mine. They said
Yeah.
you girls are good vibes. I said, hey, okay.
Yeah.
It's so easy to cast Jordan.
No, when people tell me,
vibes.
like, because with Yemi, you have like weekly check-ins. So when I'm doing well, and every week is telling me, "Oh, well done, you've done it," I'm like, yeah. So it motivates me to do even more. And geez, we've been talking for a while. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll wrap up now.
So that was what pushed me, because I wanted to keep hearing how amazing I was doing.
And what's the last question? It was words of affirmation. What's it now?
Acts of service. Oh God, acts of service.
Yeah. Great. That's it.
Make my life easier.
We're good. Thank you, Fiona, for pulling up as usual.
Thank you for having me.
This might be the last time Fiona's ever been on Charge It.
Oh.
So yeah. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe.
Also, if you want to chat about favorites, please don't.
You can clearly see that quiz was fair and square.
Anyways, if you made it to the end of this podcast and you didn't like anything that we said today, well, you can
Charge it.
Thank you for listening. 2 hours.